Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching us from. This is Uncle Chile on Identity Fridays. Now we are live on a different platform on YouTube. The platform is Dr. Lewis. So go there and check out that platform, subscribe on that platform, join the amazing generation. We decided to separate the two platforms because we wanted to go deeper into the aspects of spirituality, and then the other channel will go deeper into aspects of health. So karibuni sana, every one of you who has just chosen to join in. It is a Friday, and Fridays are for identities. So therefore, we thank you for being here. We know you already had places to be. You would have decided, you know what, tonight I'm going to have two for the road. And you've decided, let me just do this two for the road as I listen to this gentleman. Welcome on board. This is a show that is intended to help you fix your anger, fix your emotions. It's intended to help you lower your estrogen levels so that you don't overreact. It is intended to help you not to overthink. It's intended to fix your inner world so that you can actually get to exuberate. Hey, what was, hey, Lusungu. To portray or to actually just bring out the energy in you so that you can attract people who have the same energy. So this is a very amazing show. This is a show that is loved by all of you. Okay? Yeah, very few people dislike the show, but we appreciate that. We appreciate criticism. We also appreciate your calls and your comments. And as you join in, please help us like the live. Just like, that's the only job. Sit back and like the live and allow other people to know that we are gathered here for tonight's fellowship. So karibuni sana. Now, disclaimer, I am not a priest. I am not an imam or a sheikh. I'm just a guy who understands the spiritual aspects of life, and I understand health in deeper perspectives. And I understand that one, you cannot fix the physical aspect of life, which is basically the physical health, without fixing the spiritual and the mental. And these three are combined. But the pharmaceutical companies were very clear when they separated the three. So now they can treat things differently, but they expanded their market for medication. They can now treat depression and anxiety with different drugs. They can now treat psychosis with a different type of medication. They can now treat the gut with different type of medication. They can treat the heart with different type of medication. So they've actually separated these things to expand their business and their markets. And you have become a victim of that. So we want you to walk out of your victimhood. We want you to stop being a victim, because you're not. We want you to stop thinking that you identify with those diseases. We want to make sure that you identify with God or your creator or your father, the father. We want you to drop all the thoughts that you've learned about every single thing, because here is where we unlearn things. Those things that we've learned all through our life, we are here to unlearn. Now, as you join in, let me shout you out, and the people in your area code. If my sound is clear, please give me a salute so that we can actually start this on a higher note. On TikTok, I see people joining in. As you join in, please tell us where you're joining us from, because that is very important. We want to know, are you part of the super metro that actually pushed somebody out? Are you in a matatu there? There's a lot of people are sleeping and snoring on that traffic jam. Are you there? We want to make sure that you are seated in that office, but you're listening to the only uncle in town, Uncle Chile. We want to make sure that in Zambia, we are there talking to you. This is from Zambia. Who is this? Shelly from Zambia is in the building. I see Carol from Joska. I see Livy Fit. Salute kutoka Sioki. Is it Sioki Mau now? Amazing. I see Daisy has just joined in. Amazing people joining. Tupo site. Hapa Juja, Junior Kenya. I see you in Juja. I see Terry Ann from Meru. Meru where? Nkubu or Maua? Are you high on some Mira? We can actually have a conversation. Guys, I saw a live of people just chewing Mira. Hey. Wakenya mmenishinda. I tried to listen to that live for about 5 minutes or so. Where? Nobody seemed to be understanding the other. Say Mira. Inafanya watu wanasikia vitu tofauti. Switzerland is the building. T, I see you. I see Rulani from South Africa. Salute. I see somebody from Nakuru town, Makandi. Is it Shabe? Is it section 58? Is it Milimani? Where in Nakuru? Tell us. Are you from, is it Langalanga? Are you from Kaptembwa? Oh, I used to have a guy friend in Kaptembwa when I was still studying in Nakuru. We would go there and, hey, sit there and just watch soap operas on Sunday. Was it called The Promise? You guys remember? You don't know. If you've never watched The Promise those days, you're not living life. Somebody from Mombasa, Mike, I see you. I see South Africa, Rego. Nairobi, this is who? Is it Nihia? Hey, the name. Listening to you from the kitchen, this is Mist. Madora from South Africa. Theka 237 is in the building. Kiambuza leo, I see you. I see Chito from Zambia. Terian from Milimani, Meru. Good evening here from Siaro. This is Esther. Cheru, I see you. Doha locked in. Githurai, well represented. I love Githurai, the market actually. I love that place. Max from Sweets, I see you, Max. I see somebody. Oh, Naka, Nakuru. I understand Naka. I know Naka. Githurai, well represented. I see that. I see. Who is that in Githurai? That is Jay. Is it Jen? Yes. Lower Kabeta Yusufu, I see you. Bahrain, represented by Gladys. From Kericho, Bitutu. What a name. Gambia is in here. Baby Love, I see you from Gambia. Hello. Thika Road. Well represented. Where in Thika Road? Is it Roy Sambu? Is it Kasarani? Patricia Mode, welcome on board. At USA, mambo Atlanta, USA. Mambo anko, niko salama, nashukuru kwema. Makena KSCU. Kaptembua. So you guys know Kaptembua. So we used to go there on Sunday. Let me tell you, this guy. Hey, what have I not seen? We used to live before things got better. We used to live in I wouldn't mention that place. So this guy would pick me, and we go to Kaptembua. You mnaogopa Kaptembua. Used to go to Kaptembua, and now this guy had a TV. Yeah, TV ya mgongo. We sit there, we watch TV, and we are watching just one thing. I think The Promise. It was a soap opera. the entire afternoon. This guy was called Eric. Eric, I hope you are there. From Tenwek. So this gentleman, we just watched the entire series of The Promise. And then this guy again, the following day, he's there telling me stories about this. I'm like, bro, we watched with you. Have you forgotten? And then we made a mistake. Let me tell you. Mistakes that I've made. One mistake is, I decided to live with somebody when I was in campus. I don't think if that was a mistake, because at that moment in time, it was just a good thing. It wasn't a mistake as such. Now looking at it, I see, it was a mistake. So I lived with two guys. To Mwamoka kidogo, we moved into like a good bed sitter, and then somewhere along Shabe, in Shabab. Happy church. So we lived with these guys. So we started with two, and then one joined us later on. Of course, tulikuwa na changa. You see how you guys changa to buy a mzinga? Those days there was a mzinga called the Legend. Legend. You would drink one bottle of Legend, 3 people, and by the end of 2 hours, all of you are puking your hearts out and your lungs off. So we take that. So we live 3 of us. But the time you kulipa rent, my friend will disappear and then take a lorry to Kericho. There's a lorry, a milk lorry that was supplying ghee those days. If you told me to use ghee those days, I'll tell you, wacha ujinga wewe. Those days, I loved golden fry. So, so he'll take this, I think the uncle was the driver to that lorry, and then the guy will disappear. Now we are here wondering, then my landlord was called Mwangi. Hey, Mwangi, shout out, man. Mwangi was very understanding, but to certain levels. So he will explain now. Cat and mouse with the Mwangi until this guy comes back. But when he realizes you've just paid rent, the guy is back. He's asking you, kulieta aje na Mwangi? I'm like, wewe. Hey. So I know there's somebody somewhere going through the same. You can't even, the only 50 shillings you had, you bought bundles and decided, let me go and fix my identities on Identity Fridays. Welcome on board. I've been there, came out of that. So if I start telling you the places that I lived in, Nakuru, Thika, you will wonder, this guy, so this guy comes after you've paid rent. I'm like, Eric, huko, lewi vipi. He even does not mention anything about the rent. Now he comes with Mursik. Wakale. He comes with Mursik. Mursik was very bitter that time. I don't know what Kale's put in Mursik. So we drink it and tunafinya macho and mate inajaa kwa mdomo. But this guy, of course, ameleta Mursik. So we've paid the rent. And then you buy kanyama there. You know how campus guys behave. Once you've just filled the gas, paid the rent, now you've remained with some coins here, you buy nyama. Then the girls are coming in to make the nyama and you buy a Legend. Guy. Or Napoleon. Please, toka hiyo dunia, okay? As early as this, my stories will make you, mtajua yenyewe ni noma. But get out of that one. So welcome to Uncle Chile Fridays on YouTube. I see my people here. I see Safi, I see Joe Boboge from Kisumu City, Javan Leo. Javan, how are you, my friend? From Luanda. Jen Mwendo is in the building. I see you, Jen. I see Jay Opande. Ankara is in the building. Kate Nduta. Joseph Jr. locked in as usual. Tulile from South Africa. Cubs. I see you, Cubs. How are you? Joseph Jr. I see you. Daudi Semi from Tanzania. I see you. I salute Mapeseka Luchele from Johannesburg. Sukawena, brother. Sukawena. Josie Amaro, I see you. Mugure Njoroge, I see you. As you join in, kindly like the live because our interest is to actually reach more people, okay? These stories are not just here for fun. They are here to teach you a lesson, to show you that your life is a process. Kefa, I see you, Kefa. Welcome on board, brother. I see Kozi from Baringo. Amazing, amazing people. So today it's interesting. You can actually make a call. You don't have to be invited as a guest on TikTok. You can make a call and I'll present the number to you guys so that you can actually make a call once I open up the line. Now, this Identity Fridays, so we fix your emotions here. So allow me to read to you something here that I posted during the day. So those of you who are not on my platforms, on Telegram, on Facebook and all that, there's a post that I put up today and I said, in the spirit of Identity Fridays, is it evil to have ambitions or to be ambitious? That's a question for you. Do you think it's evil to be ambitious? So these are the questions of the week. I think I'll be putting them up possibly on Sunday so that they go throughout the week until Friday and then we get to answer these questions so that you can learn something from it. So is it evil to be ambitious? Number 2, do you have values and principles? Do they matter or are they just illusions in your head, in your kyongs? What are your principles and do you have values? Do you have standards? What are they? Who taught you standards? Are they just imagination in your kyongs? We are here to answer those questions. Number 3, what are you looking for in someone you want to settle with? Possibly dating or marriage. What are you looking for in that person? Is it even right to want or look for a partner or a person? Is that your job? You have now to look for people. Do you see things that actually depress you? Constantly looking for people? Number 4, why are you living unconsciously or why are you unconscious? Do you even realize it? And that is the topic of the night. Why are you unconscious? Do you ever live in the future? Do you ever set these false standards for yourself? Do you have morals that are supposed to you are supposed to align to, and these things are taught to you by the societies? So I want you to see this as you join in. Allow me to take you through this. There are things that we've been deceived and we have to unlearn. Actually, 90% to 99% of the things that you have learned, you need to unlearn them. Baby love, thank you so much for being kind. Okay? So there are things that you've learned all through your life, you need to unlearn them. We've unlearned a lot of things in terms of health. And people are getting so upset. We love that because they have anger. So we are just helping them exercise their anger. I hope one day they get to join this platform so that they can deal with their anger. A lot of people around the world have dealt with them in terms of consultations and in terms of physical consultations that we do in Nairobi. A lot of people. Shout out to my guy and the 2 guys who came in from Uganda. That was just amazing. Somebody just comes from Kampala all the way to Nairobi to fix an identity. That was just amazing. So I've dealt with a lot of people courtesy of my profession, and 99.9% of people are suffering from the same problems. All of us are suffering from the same problems. Look at it this way. I will ask you, do you have anger? When I ask that question, you realize every single one of you will keep on running away from that question. Oh, I don't have anger issues. Oh, no, I don't have anger. Then you ask them, do you get angry? They say, yes, I do get angry. I'm human. Now they defend that nature. I'm human. How can I not get angry? I mean, everybody does. You see that? So they play that card, the victim card. And then I tell them, what of those people who never get angry? And they tell me that cannot happen. I tell them, okay, no problem. Who taught you anger? Because you're not born with anger. But I want you to note that when you ask anybody if they are evil, they will never admit to it. If you ask somebody if they have anger, they might admit to it at the end of it all if you press them. If you ask somebody if they're addicts to alcohol, they'll tell you, yes, I'm addicted to alcohol. I'm addicted to pornography and masturbation. I'm addicted to this and that, all that. The only addiction that people don't accept is food addiction. Yet most of you are addicted to foods. And all addictions are the same. But you see, these addictions are the evil nature. So if you ask somebody, are you evil? They say, no, I'm not evil. And nobody will ever say that they're evil. That's the weird part about human beings. No one will ever say they're evil. Even when you know you are evil, you will keep on defending that evil nature in you. But you are easy to say you are addicted to something. How does that make sense? How can you not be evil? How can you be of the nature of good and still be addicted to masturbation? Still feel inadequate, still feel insecure, still have anger? How does it make sense? How can you even claim you know God? Because I ask you, do you know God or do you know about God? And the first thing you tell me, I know God. Some will tell me, I know both. I know about God and I've known God on a personal level. That Jesus is the savior of my... yeah? Mkombozi wa maisha yangu. I'm like, okay, amazing. So who is God? And now people start giving you these ideas in their heads. Oh, he's my everything. He loves me the way I am and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, don't tell me what is in your head. Tell me. Now that you know God, who is God? Is it possible to have love and hatred in the same heart? I will even ask you, do you love your children? You tell me, I love my children to death. I love my father and my mother to death. Nothing can come between me and my mother. Thoughts. The evil nature is here. So listen to this. Ever since you were born and you came into this world, conditioning started immediately. Should we say immediately? So when you were born, popped out of your mother's womb into this world, conditioning began. Sorry. You were deceived that, you know what, you need to go to school and grow up in this type of way and have this type of money, be in this type of religion, and then become this type of man, and then have money so that you can actually attract women. And you've seen it at this moment in time. We have even been conditioned in adulthood on how to become a man. So every man is telling you, the masculinity coaches are telling you, you know what, oh, women this, oh, men this, oh, blah, blah. So we are always in each other's spaces. It doesn't even make sense. So they're actually conditioning you to become a certain type of person. And the reason why you're being conditioned easily is because you did not have a father figure. You did not have a father, that is one. Number two, if you had a father, he was so weak and he was afraid of your mother. So he allowed your mother to condition you into her own image. Now you're very emotional because emotions are the nature of a woman. And it's only a man who can stabilize the nature of emotions in a woman. So if you're an emotional man, I call you a male because your father was so weak, he was unable to actually correct your mother and tell your mother, hey, you know what? This is not how to raise this child. This is not how you shout at a child. Do not overpunish this child, because women at some point, they punish children with the anger from their fathers. Children who are raised by mothers alone, they are made to hate and resent their fathers with their mother's hatred. They only have one side of the story, and their mothers have conditioned them to hate their fathers from their hatred. It's not their hatred. If no child hates their biological father, I'm telling you this for free. Every child longs for a biological father. By the time you're wanting somebody, you're wanting a relationship, you're feeling lonely, there is an emptiness in you that was supposed to be filled by your biological father. Now because he was weak or he was absent, you're suffering. So you're thinking anything will give you peace. Anything that you get will actually give you comfort. Getting a son will give you the perfect peace. Getting a husband who is this type of husband will give you peace. Getting a spouse who is this type of way will give you peace. You get that and you're still empty. You get all those things and you're still empty. You're still lonely. You've been conditioned to think that when you get married, everything works perfectly. Now you get married and you realize I'm even more lonely in marriage than I was alone. So do you think the marriage brings comfort? Do you think the marriage brings in satisfaction? No, satisfaction is inside you and you have to fix the inside world before thinking about anything else. So then, on that note, I said this. When most times I tell people that, you know what, you attract who you are. You've seen, even you, a good example, when you broke up with that guy, or when you broke up with that man, or that female, or that woman, that lady, whatever it is, what happened is, if somebody asks you about the previous relationship, you will always want to play the better part. So you will always make it look like you are the better part, and this other one who left you is supposed to suffer. Oh, I went through that a lot of times. I kept on blaming every woman who left me. Unaacha aje daktari? Ego. You blame them because you think you're the better person. So you have ego in your head. You're fighting with your own ego. So you attract who you are. So you attracted a person who actually vibrated with the same energy that you are. And now you are unable to look in the mirror and accept your own image in the mirror. So you'll blame them. You have anger, but other people help you exercise your anger, and then you blame them. You play the victim. You're constantly playing a victim. Right now, you're playing a victim to the economy. That, you know what, mimi nimefinyika sana na economy. The same card you played during COVID. You told us, oh, you know what, kama si COVID, mimi ningekuwa nishaomoka. Now, kama si Ruto, mimi ningekuwa nishaomoka. Look at yourself. The only constant thing here is you. It's not COVID. COVID is gone. It's not Ruto. He will go if God gives us the grace. But you, if Ruto goes, your problems will still be the same because you are a victim. You're playing a victim from within. From inside you can't fix anything. I mean, even if you get the best president, that means we stop voting emotionally. So if we get the best president, will he change your problems? No, because your problems are not outside you. They are inside you. You are your own enemy. Oh, Ruto is giving you a chance to exercise the anger that you always have inside you. You're there, you're thinking, I'm a Gen Z. I deserve this. No, the world owes you no understanding. No understanding. You came alone, you live alone. You can't just wake up one day and do something. Imagine you're waking up at 10 to go on maandamano, but you can't wake up at 5 to make sure you have a good body by working out in the morning. Oh, my friend, until we stop voting emotionally, until the evil nature inside us dies, we allow it to die so that we can actually see the bigger picture. We will constantly vote emotionally. We will think Ruto is our problems, yet our problems is ourselves. We are the one who voted him. He is just a sample representation of who we are as a people. If you are the president, you will do the same things, even worse. So until you fix the evil nature inside you, we will vote emotionally all the time. Now we are going to choose somebody who is totally emotional, just like us. And then he turns these emotions against us. Now we are unable to stand the image in the mirror. That is just us. He is us. Do you remember when he cried in the church and we said, oh, this one is the best one? You voted emotionally. So why are we complaining? Why are we complaining? So I said this. When I say you attract who you are, most people get angry. Why? Because they have anger. It's not my statement that upsets them. No, it's them who have anger. Look at it this way. Most of the time, when we are looking for somebody to be in a relationship with, we pretend or pick up personalities that are not us. Okay? We pick up personalities that are not us. So imagine this in the dating market or in the dating pool. Everybody is bringing in a personality that is not them because they are bringing out the best personality. It's like you taking a photo. You take multiple photos and then you edit them and you choose the best. That's what you post for people. You don't post yourself. You post the best edited photo. Very fake personality. And in your head, the devil is trying to convince you that, you know what, you've done the best thing because you'll attract a certain type of man. So you're thinking, if I post my thighs on the internet, I'm going to attract certain type of men. I'm telling you, you'll attract men who are attracted to your thighs. Nothing more. So you choose the best naked picture, you put it on the internet, and you're expecting to get a man who is dressed up fully? Where from? Yeah? Where from? You will see those ones who are actually fighting under the umbrella. Yeah, you put up the best personality, best in quotes, because the devil is constantly lying to your thoughts. You know what? If you put out such a type of image, you're going to attract such type of people. And now that is not you. That is a false personality and identity. And again, it's not your fault. So you put that identity out there, and guess what? Who you attract? Another male somewhere or another female somewhere who has the same false identity. Alieka yake huko nje pia. Now, you get together. The first 1 week is very exciting because all of you are anticipating the sex. The sex chat that you've been having all through, you are thinking, hey, maybe this guy is a beast. Yeah? The way he talks on the keyboard, this guy must be a beast. Hey? The only thing you did not know, you attracted who you are in that false personality. Where? Yeah? Some of you stand before a priest after faking every single thing. You stand in front of a church or unafunga nika yako vizuri. And then the pastor says, you may now kiss the bride. And you kiss the bride in front of people, and we who are pretenders just like you, we are there clapping for you. Oh, he kissed the bride. Oh, she kissed the bride. Oh, whatever it is. And now after kissing the bride, that's when your eyes open. What? Hell breaks loose after kissing the bride. You're now looking at this bridegroom. You even forgot that you put up a false identity and you attracted a male who was just looking for another false identity. He's here now. He borrowed money through our WhatsApp group. He borrowed us money through our WhatsApp group to fund your wedding. So that wedding was not funded by him. He is not able to even take care of you. You didn't see that, did you? As he opened the WhatsApp group to say, nichangieni majama, unajua nataka kuoa. Please, I cannot afford my wife, my fake wife. Please, give me something so that I can afford my fake wife. Just the same way I am fake. Then us, the fake friends, I told you there are no friendships. You think we want to give you money to go and marry? No. We are here to give you money just to clear the guilt. Even if you're sick, you're dying in that hospital bed. You think us who are changaing money on TikTok live, we want to do that? No, we don't. We are thinking, so we're gonna kula chapati peke yako. So the other day you are here showing us shopping worth 50,000. So you would have saved that money. You don't even know Sha does not work. You see that? So we are there to clear guilt just because we are your false friends. We want to clear the guilt. So we send you something. Now that something is now used for the wedding. Now, after kissing the bride, now what hits you first? Our debts. You have to pay debts now. That is one. Number two, as you're paying those debts, you must provide for this woman exclusively. Oh, now reality is sinking in. My friend, do you know how a broke man is an angry man? Hello? Do you know how angry a broke man is? Some of these men are not, of course they have anger, but some of these men are not, they don't want to be angry. They just don't have money. Oh, give them money and you see how they walk as if they are bouncers with their hands there. But just take off the money. Well, so let me tell you the truth. False identities are crazy. So you've kissed the bride and now frustrations are starting. Now, after kissing the bride, all hell breaks loose because you will now work overtime to make this relationship work. You will work overtime to make sure that this has to work. Hey, that is the hardest thing. And that is where our parents went wrong. Because most of our parents, even up to now, they are struggling to make it work. Why? Because the society expects them to be married and for a lifetime. Because they were raised in a certain way that conditioned them to think that, you know what, this is the best thing to do and you have to stick there all through. Okay, your children need you, and you know what? You have to stick there for hell or for worse, for whatever. Be there because your children deserve the best. So our parents are there not because they wanted to be there. Most of them, not all, but most of them are there not because they wanted to be there. They are there because all their miseries, most of their miseries, the image. We have to maintain a certain image, you know. And now these parents, they have to pass this anger to their children. And look at it this way. You've seen parents comparing children, right? I have a child who is not as bright as I expect, because my expectations are my children have to be bright. I am a doctor. I mean, my children have to be doctors. So I have to condition them to be mini versions of me. Very, very evil stuff. So you've seen some of you, your mothers constantly compare you with daughters of your neighbor who are married, who have jobs. Your fathers are constantly comparing you to the sons of the chief. You see that one just became a lawyer. You see that one just became whatever. And you are here. At 30, you're still living under my roof. You're in my servant's quarter. What are you doing there? You see, Nani has just built a new house. You're aware of these things, right? You guys know these things. Parents compare children. Even in that family, there's that child who has money, who is more respected. You see that? So therefore, all other children stop making sense. This one is the one who is making sense. So now all other children are thinking, so I have to make money to be accepted. Now, unfortunately, money is not everything, and these children will never make money the same way or in equal measures. Nobody knows even if the other one is a drug baron. We don't even care. They just care about the money. So now these children are lacking that control of a parent. They are feeling like they are not accepted in this family. They become rebellious. Now we label them toxic siblings. They're not toxic siblings and toxic children. Nothing like that. False identities, and those are your children. So that means that is your identity. You're running away. You can't even handle yourself. This is an exact picture of who you are. You try to push your child to become a doctor just because you're a doctor. Some of you are nurses and you decide, you know what, because I did not qualify to be a doctor and the circumstances did not allow me to be a doctor, my child has to be a doctor. When you do that, you start conditioning a child to be just like you, as evil as you are. This child resents you. And when they resent you, they become just like you, evil as you are, because whoever you resent, you become. Look at the Luyas and most of the Luos. Just because a woman has given birth to 5 children who are girls, you want now a son. Now ego is coming in because your mother or your society is telling you, you know what? A man without a son is nothing. And now you're threatening your wife that, you know what? If you don't do this, I'll marry somebody else who will give me sons. You are forgetting you as the man. You're the one who has the X chromosome. You're the one who has the Y chromosome. So you're the one who actually gives gender to the children. Shame. What a shame. But you know what, I want to become this type of person, I want to be a village elder or a politician or whatever it is, and I need a boy child. People will look at me and think, oh, you know what, blah, 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 I have all girls, who will inherit your property? I'm like, hey, brother, you don't have anything, you came with nothing. So what are you thinking about inheritance? So you've been conditioned to grow up from a childhood. Hey, well, you need to grow up as a boy, you need to take care of this, you need to be this, you need to be that. That is conditioning. You've been compared by other siblings, that is conditioning. So the only people who are supposed to give you the confidence were actually victimizing you. They taught you victimhood. They wanted to succeed through you. So they imposed their false identities in you. And now you resented that. Once you resented that, you became emotional, angry. And now they suppressed the spirit of good in you. Because 90% of the marriages are ordained by the devil. People are married in a hatred state, in a fallen state. So all of them are operating in a fallen state. They were conditioned by their parents, and their parents were conditioned by their parents. So you've been told to grow up, you've been told to be a man. No, you be a man. Women should behave this way, women should sit this way. You followed that. You've been conditioned that, you know what, women should get married earlier, because if they don't do that, oh, the world does not recognize you. At 27, I thought, you know what, at 27, I'll have a good car with a very good house, with one wife, with children, with a child possibly, and a good job. So I'll be coming back home to my child and my wife. Hi! I think this is a plan in every man's head. No, at 27, I have to get this. Well, there is your plan, and there's God's plan. Well, hey. Welcome to Uncle Chile Friday. Yeah? 27 inakuja, no girlfriend. So who are you going to marry? At 27, you have nothing. If any case, it's just that when you're getting into employment, and now you want to show all those women that actually rejected you that I have the chums now. You rejected me, you girls. Now it's time for me to actually show you that I have the money. All your money is going to women to prove a point, seeking validation. I was left because I did not have money. Now I have a paycheck at least. Oh, look at men in Nairobi. At 60,000, they're buying a car. Because they were told a car. A woman has to know, where is your car keys? Now they're conformed to live to that. Now they even, 60,000 shillings of a salary, they're busy taking a loan and buying a car to just fit in the society. Niko na gari. Sasa wale wasichana walikataa wako wapi? Hiyo gari inakuja. Inakuja na expense zake. At the end of the month, unaweza peleka nyumbani, pesa ngapi? Elfu ngapi? And then you hate on Ruto. How will you not hate on the president? With 2,000 shillings at the end of the month, just because every money you have is going into loans, useless loans, you are living beyond your means. Somebody said, and it's bad to read this book though, that your annual salary, no, your annual rent, hello, your rent for 12 months should be equivalent to your salary for 2 months. Hello? Uko nyuma mmesikia vizuri kweli? Let me repeat. Wacha tuone nani wanaishi beyond their means. Your rent for 12 months should be equivalent to your salary for 2 months. Ai. Ni calculator tu, Am I doing the right thing? Daktari said my rent to Unaishi beyond your means. And you're still thinking that, you know what, I'm saving to do this and do that. When I tell you readjust, nobody cares about you living in a rental house that costs 100,000. Who cares? It's for your own ego. So when you lose that job and somebody's telling you, please sit back and readjust, go back to the drawing board. You're there saying, but people have known me this way. People have known me to live in this good life. You don't have that good life now. And you have only one pay slip away from being broke as a man. One pay slip. You get fired today. How many of you can survive on your salary for only 3 months, on your savings, for only 3 months when you lose your job? Let me rephrase the question. How many of all of you, ladies and men, how many of you, or rather, how long can you live on your savings? On your savings, living the same lifestyle that you're living now. How long will you live on your savings? Living and maintaining the same lifestyle that you're living now. How long will you take if you're fired today? Question of the night. On your savings, paying the same rent, shopping the same way, drinking the same alcohol, chasing the same women, leading the same lifestyle, you've maintained the same lifestyle on your savings. How long will it take? How many months are you going to go if you lose your job now? Kuna wengine hata venye nasema hivi hawana kitu, washaomba mtu fare ya kesho. Lewi niokolee so mbili. Unajua Lewi I'm not Lewi anymore, I'm Uncle Chile. We changed. Mtajichocha hapa kwa comment section. Oh, 1 year and a half. Those of you who are actually telling the truth, they know. Most of you cannot take 2 months. No, 2 months. Na hiyo kazi unashinda ukizunguka hivi kwa kakiti kwa ofisi, unaletewa chai saa 4, there's tea, there's lunch at 1. You go for lunch at 1, come back at 3, and most of you who are employed, you're not working. You just have a job, but you're not working. Because employment acts as a form of a security, so you'll just go to work for the sake of, you know what, see, I'll be paid at the end of the month. So you're actually showing up just because you'll be paid at the end of the month. You're not working. You have a job, but you're not working. Mshahara ilisha. How long do you wait for that salary? 30 days. And then how long do you use it? Or do you spend it all? You pay rent. You actually budget your salary instead of writing a budget so that your salary funds. It acts as a form of funding of the budget. So you have like 30,000 there. You say, oh, rent is 10,000. Then what else? Oh, food is 15,000. And then alcohol, this. Oh, I'll save this. Clothes, this. Internet, fare. And now again, you have to wait another 25 days because in the first 5 days, you don't have anything. Now you have to wait for another 25 days so that you can earn another 30,000 to budget again the same way. And you're expecting different results? How will you not add us in our WhatsApp group for a wedding? That just tells us you can't afford your wife. And I'm here telling you, hey, you know what? You have to provide exclusively. How will you not hate me? Utakosa aje kunichukia? How? I know your type. And what is a type anyway? So yes, let's continue with the questions that I was actually asking. So I said, when I say you attract who you are, most people get angry. Look at it this way. Most of the time, when we are looking for someone to be in a relationship with, we pretend or pick up personalities that are not us. We pretend to be respectful, calm, emotionally stable, and all those qualities that you people put out. This is actually the devil talking to you through your thoughts, that you have to be this type of way to attract a certain type of people. So it's not you, it's the devil lying to you through your imaginations. We then present this false identity to the world, and we get to attract another mate who puts out the same false identity to attract you. Once you get together, you've kissed the bride, and now you drop those false identities after some time. Of course, you will drop those false identities. How long will you take Viagra in a marriage? You drop those false identities and hell breaks loose. And the two devils can't stand each other. But you see, there's just one devil in 2 bodies. All of you are just evil, but you're in 2 bodies. You can't stand each other. You just can't stand your own mirror image. What a mess! What a mess! What? And you're there thinking, My husband does not do this. No, you attracted that husband, so it's your choice. Oh, my wife is this. My wife has just grown big. I don't even like. Ta we. Ta ni wewe. That's your choice, and that's exactly who you are. So you're thinking, if I drop this one, I'll pick another one who is now Mona Lisa. Where from? Fix you before you attract anything else from outside you. Anyway. Any questions? Any questions? Advertise platforms, please. Thank you so much, Cheru. Ladies and gentlemen, now that Cheru has decided to advertise the platforms, I have 2 platforms on YouTube. One is Health and Wellness Sport. Purely Health Matters. Super channel. Health and Wellness Sport. I think we are almost 35,000 people on that platform. Go there and subscribe. Go there and watch that content. It is for free. Okay? Your only role on these platforms is when you come in, just like. That's the only thing you do. And as you seated there on YouTube, please like the live. Don't be a boring audience. So 2 platforms. Dr. Lewis, which we are running a live on right now, it's only for Identity Friday. So we run 2 shows. One show on Monday, which is the health show on Health and Wellness Sport. The second show comes in on Friday on this new platform that is called Dr. Lewis. So go there. Uncle Chile is the name of the guy there. Don't come there. Dr. Lewis. No, that one's Uncle Chile. Amazing. I have a platform on Telegram called Health and Wellness Sport. Join that platform. Oh, that's where a lot of things are going on Telegram. Stop going to Telegram to just see people's nudes. There's a lot of content, health content on Telegram, and I'm there as Health and Wellness Sport. Go there and check it out. And if you're not there, you can simply there's a link that I put out that you can actually a QR code. You can just go and scan the code, and it takes you to all my platforms. I have a platform on Facebook called Lewis Muchile. 89,000 people, I think 87,000 people, I believe so. Number 2, we have programs that are called consultations. One is online consultations that happen every evening after my daytime job. Number 2, we have physical consultations that happen in Nairobi. And this month, we are going to Nairobi on 25th, from 25th. So we always take about 2 weeks or so. So I'll announce the last day that will be in Nairobi. But we are going to Nairobi from the 25th all the way to next month, the first week of next month. So please, where is the code? The code is actually literally everywhere, right? I don't know if on TikTok we can share that code here, but I've shared it on TikTok also. There's a video that I put up, a picture that I put up on TikTok that you can actually scan the code. Anyway, so online consultations happen through video calls and WhatsApp calls, all that, what platform that you're comfortable with. Physical consultations happen in Nairobi every end of the month, the last week of the month and the first week of the month. This time we're going to Nairobi from 25th all the way to the first week of April. So you can start booking your consultations earlier so that you can actually schedule. You have realized most of you will want to run for the last day, but the whole week is already filled up. So now you want to scrum for the last day and you want me to stay in Nairobi for quite some time. But I have another job here, so I have to be here to actually make sure that everything is going on. So we are only in Nairobi for 2 weeks. So start booking early so that you can actually be scheduled earlier. Now we also have weight loss programs that we run. One comes in 3 months program, alternated by a 2 months program. We've closed the payments for the 3 months program that is starting tomorrow. Amazing. Thank you for those of you who joined in. And those who joined in January for the 3 months, they will tell you, oh, wow, hey, you are missing out on a lot. These programs are interesting. I think nobody wants them to end. If you ask those guys, they will come out, you'll see. And then there's a 2 months program that started in February. All of them are ending in April. We started at 3 months now. Next month, we shall start on 15th. We shall start a 2 months program. So they alternate 3 months and 2 months. Join either so that you can actually learn something about health and get to lead a healthy life. Because our intention is not you losing weight. We want you to lose weight secondary to leading a healthy life. Okay? And then I have 2 things that I do. 1, I help you understand health. And number 2, I help you fix your identity on Identity Fridays with Uncle Chile. So I help you overcome anger. I help you understand that mental health conditions are not real conditions. They are in imagination because you fail to overcome your false identities. I also help you understand that mental health issues are gut problems. So fix the gut and you become a better person. Don't allow them to tell you, genes. No. There's things that turn on the genes and those are just foods. Okay? So yes, we continue. So, I've told you this, that most of us are living unconsciously. I've told you this multiple times. And every one of you has the same problems. We are living unconsciously because we are constantly living in our thoughts. Look at you living in the future. Somebody lied to you that you have a future. And also somebody lied to you that you're a product of your past. I'm telling you this for free, that you don't have a past. It is in your imagination. Neither do you have a future. It is in your head. So therefore your battle is within yourself here. And the evil knows very well that this is your weakness. So he controls you through your own imagination. That's why he sends you into overthinking about the future. He tells you you're ambitious. And I told you ambitions are evil nature. Why are you having ambitions? Yet you don't even have a future. The same thing that you're doing when you're overthinking, just living in a future that you don't even have. Worrying about your children and their future. Who told you should worry about your children and your future and their future? You didn't apply for them to come here. They came here to survive on their own. And children are very bright. They will survive. And you might be very surprised that if you die tonight and then you are buried, take 10 years in that grave and wake up, your children will be doing the best. Well, now they will be doing well, way better than if you were alive, because they will still be depending on you. But now because you're dead, they have to open up their heads and know how to survive, because all of us are here to survive. They will become better, and you actually look at them and think, maybe I'm better off dead. Maybe I deserve to be dead, because these guys are doing better without me. And I can assure you, we will cry in that funeral. Oh, we'll cry. We'll make the sounds. And then once we catch up on a cup of coffee somewhere around the fire at night in Luyaland, we are already forgetting about you. We are making stories and laughing and all that. And one of us will come with a coat and hang in your house, and that's how he has taken over your wife. That's simple. And life goes on. Nobody will miss you. I'm telling you for free. Nobody will miss you. Okay? So immediately we put soil on your coffin and we are like, Uyu, luere. We sing luere and disco matanga, and we've forgotten about you. So don't ever think you're too special, that if you die, we will miss you. No, we will not. There's a lot of Dr. Lewis out here who are coming up, and they will take my position every time. And they will make you not to miss me. And it's just okay. Once I'm gone, I'm gone. So stop holding on to people who are gone. Allow them to just rest, because you're doing better without them. Okay? Good. So when you're thinking that I'm trying to find somebody to be in a relationship with or to marry, you are so empty, you actually deserve nobody. When it hits your head that, you know what, I deserve this type of person and I am looking for. Ladies, I constantly tell you, if a man asks you, what are you looking for in a man? Please start interpreting that as this way. Tell me the man you want me to act, so that I can actually win your legs. Hello, ladies. Wacha tukunywe maji. Wacha nikunywe maji mudigest kitu. Listen. When a man asks you this question, what are you looking for in a man? Imagine a whole grown up man taking you for a date to only ask you, what are you looking for in a man? Are you not the man I'm looking for? Why are you asking me for another man? Of course, ladies are never bad at disappointing. They will tell you who you are not. They will tell you, I'm looking for a tall guy, dark and six-packed guy and all that. What is in their heads? The emptiness in their heads. They will tell you all the empty things in their heads. I'm looking for a provider, a traditional man. I'm looking for a guy who is an exclusive provider, who is financially stable. At that moment in time, that lady is dating a man who is financially very unstable. If any case, she's supporting that man. But here, because she's using the man as a stepping stone to another guy in the future. You call them destiny connectors, right? So she's there stepping on this guy as he waits for you to actually say, you know what, I'm financially stable. And look at you, coming in very undecisive, and you're telling her, what do you look for in a man? Can you accept me the way I am? Baby, can you accept me the way I am? And baby will tell you what you are not, and now you become upset. But men are very smart. Ladies, men are very smart. Once you tell him what you're looking for in a man, this guy will act that position. False identity. He will act that position. He will tell you, you know what? Don't worry. He will even borrow a car to take you for a date, to just show you that he is financially stable. Oh, wait until you give the legs. 1, 2, he drops the false identity and gets the question that you guys ask. Haki, you've changed. He did not change. He's the same person. He just dropped the false identity. He just acted the role that you wanted him to act so that he can actually earn the organ. Immediately you told him you need a financially stable man. Oh, that guy became so agitated because you know what? He borrowed 1,000 shillings to take you for a date. So he's not financially stable. He has a debt actually. He's 1,000 shillings poor. And you're here telling him, I want a financially stable man. For who? Now his mind turns immediately. The legs. I must act this position as quickly as possible. Oh, somebody called Steve Harvey lied to you. 90 days. You must keep a man waiting for 90 days. That man will act that position for 90 days plus one. He even do 120 days. Not even 90. Oh, he will do 120. And why is he doing that? On the sides, he's very busy. But with you, keyboard warrior, he's telling you, I am not busy. He is busy. He will give you those 90 days and then give in. Now you realize where I have chosen the wrong one for the 13th time. Ladies, for the 13th time. Now you'll remember Uncle Chile telling you, you know what? You attracted who you are. And you'll come here, try to portray that energy. You know, all men are the same, they are dogs. You'll be there posting status for us because you're now saved. You'll go to church and sing in the choir, and now Jesus has become the Bwanangu ni Yesu. My Bwana is Jesus. My husband is Christ. You're singing in the you're singing there, but in your head you're like, ai, hata hizi nyimbo naimba. Ai, huyu jamaa si alikanyaga hii roho. Wakuinuli. Ai. So you're crying on the pulpit. We are thinking, hey, huyu ameshikwa na roho. You're singing and the Holy Spirit is just coming down, and you're thinking these tears are tears that are from the Holy Spirit. Yet in your head you're like, ai. My 13th boyfriend, yeah. He turned me into the slut that I am right now. Let me just sing for Christ. Good. So, unlearn everything you have in your head. Unlearn most things about religion, unlearn most things about school, unlearn most things about diets, unlearn all the things that you've actually learned. But specifically, unlearn things that have actually made you recondition God into your own image. You see, all of us, we have this thing in your head that God looks a certain type of way, right? So unlearn everything in your head that you know about God, because the moment you don't know God, that's when you know God. Hello? The moment you don't know God, that's when you know God. The moment you drop all ideas and thoughts about God, that's the moment you know God. Because he says, stay still and know God. Rather, stay still and know that I am God. So all the things that you've actually learned about God, they are evil, they are wrong. There's somebody trying to condition you to know or to have ideas of who God is. And every time you have an idea of who God is, you've tried to remodel God into your own image. That means you don't know God at all. And that's why most of the times I tell people about religion, people become so emotional. But the reality is, religion makes you have some type of ego, thinking that the other guys are not doing the right thing. That we as Christians or we as Muslims are doing the right thing. Those ones are not doing the right thing. You see, it has already conditioned you to make opinion, create opinion about things, and therefore pass judgments. Who are you to judge? And therefore the best part to be is a spiritual person. You can be religious as you want to, but a spiritual person does not have any idea of what spirituality is, what religion is, who God is, so he is still. And that's why I tell you to do a silent prayer, because when you're still, that's when God manifests. When you're at the lowest and you've given up, that's when God manifests. When you stay present and think about now, that's when God manifests. But as you constantly think about the future and have ambitions, you are just living on your own. You are relying on your own understanding. When you're thinking about the past only makes you judge yourself for what you've done in the past. But the past is not there, it's in your head. You see that? The past is in your head. Look at somebody called Bibi Gidinji saying, let's go back to health. You don't even understand why we are here. This is not a health channel. So why are you here? So you're here to look for free consultation. Bibi Gidinji. Book an appointment if you want us to go back to health. Why don't you book an appointment so that you can actually have the time? You just came in at this moment in time. Bibi Gidinji. I don't remember shouting you out as we were starting. Bibi Gidinji. Bibi who? Bibi Gidinji. Is that a title actually? Now that we are talking about marriages. Bibi Gidinji. Don't you think you should be listening to your husband at this moment in time? Why are you listening to Uncle Chile? Bibi Gidinji? Bibi Gidinji. What is happening? This is not health and wellness pod. This is Uncle Chilo and Dr. Lewis. Why are you here, Bibi Gidinji? Does it mean the male that you have is actually emotional just like you and you're feeling angry and now you decide, you know what, I'm going to pour my emotions on TikTok and come back and have my sleep? My friend, you will pour your emotions here and you'll still go back as empty as you came in. Because I put out so many health contents on hoes, but you've never taken time to go there and just learn. But you want to come here and tell me, you know what, do this, do this. Do you have a platform, Bibi Gidinji? Bibi Gidinji? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I have a call. Now let me open up my call lines. Let me put that number here. 0707 2020 74 is the number you can actually call in. If you're on TikTok, you can request to be a guest. We have this conversation. We can help you overcome that anger. And of course, some hot seat questions here so that you can actually answer and you keep moving. If you're on YouTube and you're not on TikTok, you can simply make a call. You can make a call on 0707 2020 74. That's the number you can use. Let me just pin it here. 0707 2020 74. That's the number you can use to make a call on our show. And don't be Bigidinji coming in to make a call and asking us, I have a severe headache. What can I do? This is not a headache live. 0707 2020 74 is the number to make your call in. If you're on TikTok, you can join in. Let's have a conversation because this is your conversation. I'm done talking. Be still and know that I'm God. Stop looking for partners. Seek ye. Seek first the kingdom of God and his right ways, or the truth, and the rest shall be added unto you. So why are you seeking the rest instead of seeking God? Did you know that your purpose on this world, one, for men, your purpose, you are built or you're created so that God can create love through you. Do you know that? So then how can you be angry? You can't afford to be angry. Don't allow the evil spirit to control you. You are created for one purpose, to serve God, and the rest will be added unto you. And God is within you. Don't think God is in the skies. There's a sky, heaven here. God is inside you. What we need is perfect peace. Overcome anger, and then you have perfect peace. Once you're still in silent prayer, do a silent prayer so that you become still. It separates you from your thoughts and imagination, and that's the moment you know God. And he says, bring all your thoughts into captivity. Bring all your thoughts into captivity, but look at yourself overthinking, and then you defend that. You know what? I am human. I am a girl. I am a lady. I need to overthink. This is just our nature. It's not your nature. You've picked the false identity. Look at men identifying with money, thinking that when I get money, I'm going to become this type of person. No. Money will come and you'll still be the same person, very miserable from inside you. So change that. Seek ye first and his righteous ways, or the truth, and the rest shall be added unto you. But most of us are constantly seeking the rest, and then the rest punishes us. Once we are punished, that's when we start coming back and saying, oh, you know what, Father, I messed up. Prodigal sons. That's when you come back. All right. And we've been so conditioned. I don't know. I wish one day you guys get to understand this. That's the role of a father to protect his children against emotions that are coming from the mother. Women are emotional naturally. So the only way to stabilize emotions in a woman is a man. A man is the one who stabilizes the emotions, whether the father or the husband or the brother. So therefore, every male out here should become a man. Just work on becoming a man every single day, but stay present. If you don't do that, what you will do is you will condition your children through your wife. Okay? This woman will remodel the children into her own image. You've seen how men after retirement, they suffer and they die 5 years down the line, right? Because all right, okay. Do I have it? Yeah. Good. I'm hoping for these guys to actually come in and just bring in the vibe before I do this. I don't know which cable is the one that is supposed to be used for this. Maybe the Bluetooth device is ready to pair. Let me put on my speakers. Just turn on the Bluetooth here. Good. So yeah, so most people are born in the fallen state, and I was actually having a conversation with a guy of mine, and I was just thinking, look at it this way. Chances are very high that our parents wanted to maintain a certain image in the community, right, or in the society. So some of them did not even like each other. They found themselves in this union in a fallen state, and they've been there to just please the society so that they can actually maintain a certain image. And now that is being passed to the children. But you see, these people, when they are together and they don't like each other, and they're just trying to prove a point, they are so angry at each other, and unfortunately, the woman cannot be angry at the man for long. So what does she do? She simply projects this anger from the man to the children. And the man, because he's weak, he allows his children to be remodeled into a woman's image. And now the children become very emotional and very angry. Okay? So women are longing for men who are strong, who are stoic, and who know God. That's simple. But unfortunately, 70% of the marriages, we have very weak men, and then we have women who are angry at these men for being weak. All right? Look at your man telling you, which restaurant should we eat? What food should we eat? He hands even the menu to the woman. And now the woman is very indecisive. So now the woman hates this man for being indecisive because the woman is actually relying on the man for protection, leadership, and decision making. But you're there very, very weak in decision making, and now she has to make decisions for you. That makes her your mother, right? Because your mother is in your head. That's why you can't even tell a woman no. You become so emotional, you become so angry, you become insecure, and then you're thinking that if I get a woman, I'll be so comfortable. The truth is, you're actually running away from the identity of your mother, and you end up attracting who you're running away from. So you run away from your mother because you resent her, and now you end up attracting your mother in a different body in terms of your wife. And now you're constantly looking for love from a woman. So you're basically trying to look for love from a wife or from a girlfriend. And you see, women cannot love men. Women can only love products of their womb, who are their children. So your mother can love you, yes, because you're his child. You're her child, sorry. So don't expect a woman to love you as a man. You're supposed to love men, love the women. That's why God created you purposely to create love through you. So God loves you so you can love your woman and then love your children through your woman. That's simple. The other way around is respect and submission. So if you expect a woman to love you, you're actually hoping to find your mother in a woman. And this show is intended to fix the men, because once you fix the men, you actually fix the women. Women align. They don't have a problem with aligning with a stoic man. All right? Then you resent her. Yes, now you resent your wife after some time, and then you see what? Because you are weak and indecisive, the woman will resent you even more, and she will become masculine. That means she'll have to go to work so that she can actually share bills with you. They don't like sharing bills with men. But because that's your choice, now you have to resent the man. And when you resent the man, you become just like him, masculine. And then that resentment is actually taught to the children. So children will start hating their father, and they will hate you too. Now that's what you people call generational curse. It's not generational curse. It's just lack of identities being passed on from the parents to the children, to the children, to the grandchildren, and all through. So there's nothing like generational curse. It's just false identities and lack of identities. And therefore you must break off from that curse. You must break off from that curse. Yes, this is who? This is Jackson Onduru.
Yes, Jack.
Yes, Jack.
How are you?
All is well. How are you? I'm not able to hear you clearly. What happened? Just a minute, Jack. Just a minute, Jackson. Just a minute. Allow me to connect this speaker to this. What's the name? It doesn't picture. Just a minute. Hold on, Jackson. Onduru. Just a minute, because I want that to be heard out loud. Jackson.
Yeah, how are you?
All is well. How are you?
I'm also fine.
How do you know you're fine, sir?
I'm quite well.
Oh, now you've changed. You're not fine. You're now quite well. Okay, take us through your story, brother.
No, it is not really my story, but it is something that I want to inquire to help a friend.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So this friend of mine told me that he discovered that his father is not his biological father,
Okay.
and how he discovered about that is like a mystery.
Okay.
Yeah, because apparently he was sick, and then maybe somebody advised their mother to take him to a certain these religious people, and instead of telling him that what was going on, he just asked him, "Let me give a name like Felix." Then that guy asked, "Who is Felix?"
Yes.
And that's how we discovered that Felix is their father. There were 4 children, and they were born by another man.
Yes. Yes.
They were fathered by another man who was their biological father, but not their parental father.
Yes.
So, and then unfortunately, the parental father passed on when they were young.
Yeah.
So they were raised from there. They were raised up by their mother. So at certain point, this guy wanted should he go to the biological father because he lacked that parental caring, the caring from the father.
Yes.
So he's asking if should he go and tell the biological dad that is his father, or just stay the way he is.
Let me
Because
ask
they don't
you.
know why that. Yeah.
So you've said that this guy has a stepfather.
Yes.
And we all know stepfathers are not fathers. So this guy has a stepfather, and the biological father is still alive.
Yes, he's still alive, but the parental father is dead.
What do you mean by parental father?
The biological father is alive,
Yes.
but the stepdad is dead.
Yeah. Oh, now I get it. Now, how old is this guy?
31.
Why does he find his roots? Because now his job is not to seek the stepfather's identity or stuff. Identities are sought by getting to reconnect to the biological fathers. But what he should do, is he aware of his biological father? Does he know him?
Yes, he knows him.
Do they
actually they are from the same village.
Okay.
And I think the dad was a bit older and maybe could not maybe sire his own children, and that the culture in that society that you can, when you are related to somebody, like you can call somebody a brother, he can help you raise children or sire children. You understand that such kind of culture.
Help me understand this clearly. That if I have a wife and I am unable to sire children with my wife, I ask my brother to help me sire children with his wife.
Yeah, it was kind of culture like that. It was allowed, like something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hey, okay, amazing. This is amazing, right? So this guy, the stepfather is already dead, and the biological father is alive. What is the relationship between this guy and the biological father now? Do they have a relationship?
Actually, I'm not sure. From the story, I'm not sure whether the biological father knows that he has discovered that. I'm not sure, and he's not even sure.
Okay. So I would like you to do this.
Yeah.
How did he know that this is the biological father? You said they went to somebody like a muganga or so.
Not a muganga, but these people who claim that they have a spirit to. They are not muganga, but how do I call them? Spiritual people.
Okay.
Who prays for people. And they claim that they have the spirit to foresee, or maybe see what is happening in your life.
Okay.
Yeah, so instead of maybe the guy addressing the problem that he had, that is what he revealed. That's why I call it mystery, because he didn't know. He didn't. That was not the intention of them going there, but that is what came out. And from there, when he was young, he had known that.
All right. So I think the mess is not even the guy or the seer. I'm seeing people saying they are called seers. So that's not the mess. The mess is, what does the mother say? Because I think this guy should confront the mother and ask the mother who is the biological father. If at all there's this mindset going on and all that, the guy should actually confront the mother and ask the mother, is it true that this is my biological father? And then wait for the response. Because you see, you can
Actually,
yeah, just go ahead.
when this one was happening, they were with the mother, and the mother confirmed to the guy that is their biological father. That's why he knew, because the mother confirmed.
Oh, amazing. Hey, but women can be very evil. You can imagine all through this woman had never said anything about this. So she was doing everything for her selfish interest. But again, you can't judge her because she was doing it in a fallen state. So now that the guy knows the truth and he has seen the light, the only option he has to do is to actually overcome the nature of his mother. So one thing he has to do, he has to begin from telling the mother the truth, okay? So he has to tell the mother, you know what? I realized along the way, due to these stories that are actually going around, I've been resenting you and I don't want to do that anymore. Because if you knew better, you'd have done better. So now that I realize that I'm at fault for resenting you, I apologize. Realize this statement. I'm not telling this guy to go and tell the mother to forgive or I've forgiven you. No, because human beings cannot forgive. It's God who forgives. But you must show God that you have to take these people who are actually blocking you from this light, and those are your parents. So he has to go and face the mother and tell the mother, you know what? I've realized along the way that I've been resenting you and I don't need to resent you. I apologize. Once he says that to the mother, whatever the mother says should never be his business. Whatever the mother says through these ears, let it come out from this ear, period. That is it. And then he goes and faces his biological father and tells his father the exact same things. Actually, I can actually say this, that you know what, it's just reason that I've realized that you are my biological father, but I don't want to judge you for whatever thing that has happened in our past, because we don't have the past. And possibly if you knew better, you would have done better. So I want you to forgive me for actually resenting you for no good reason. And actually hoping that you will be there to protect me or to be there as a father, but you're not there. So I apologize for resenting you. Once he says that, he will connect back with the spirit of his father and he will have his own identity. He will overcome the nature of his mother. He'll overcome the weaknesses of his father. And once that happens, he will have his light back. He'll have his identity back. And guess what? The light will be shined upon his path. He will receive revelations without having to go to a seer. He will get revelation through that spirit that is actually coming to him. And that's how he will do the things right. And that spirit will also protect him from evil nature of the mother and evil nature of the world. Because all of us are just evil people. But as you'll be saying these things to this person, do not impose them on him. Tell him, you know what, I highly recommend that you must overcome your mother and then go and overcome your father so that you can actually see the bigger picture of life. Because if you tell them to do this, if you tell him to do this, you'll be imposing your will on him. Simply recommend it to him and tell him whatever you want to do, that's up to you. But I highly recommend you go and overcome the spirit of your mother and the spirit of your father so that you actually have your own identity and you will see light through that identity. So therefore, you will not need advice from us because the revelations will be coming through that identity. So that's what you should do to him, if at all you care about him.
Okay.
Okay?
That's well understood.
Perfect. Thank you so much, brother.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So somebody is asking me, what is resentment? Wavinya, that's a very valid question. So let me explain this, okay? So most of us are born in a fallen state because our parents did not know God. They knew about God, but they did not know God, okay? So some of them were in a marriage from a fallen state. So they were just in a marriage to just be there to cohabit and all that. And everybody was there for their selfish interests. And apparently they got children from this union. And they didn't like the union. Okay, so they were very emotional. They had anger. They had resentment. They have all this. And you see, so they have children. And our fathers were very weak. Because that's the reason why we have anger. If they were not weak, we wouldn't have anger. They would have taught us better. So this is what we are saying. So fathers were weak. And then mothers started becoming angry at our fathers because of their weaknesses, because women don't like weak men. So when our mothers became angry at our fathers, there's nothing they could have done. They had to stick in that marriage because of society and because of the children. So they did a noble thing to stick there because of the children. But they didn't like each other. They just were there for the sake of it, for the society, to put an image out there. So what happens is, when mothers resent the fathers, what they do, or their husbands, what they do is they pass this anger and this resentment into the children by trying to remodel them into their own image. Now look at it this way. When your mother was punishing you, most of the times she did not punish you because you did a mistake. She used that mistake to actually express her anger to the father. You see that? Now when she told you, don't do this type of things, don't do this type of things, don't be this type of person, she tried to remodel you into her own image. Now understand, it is the role of the father, who must be a stoic father, to stop this reconditioning of children by their mothers. But because fathers are weak, they allow this conditioning. And now the woman's nature went into the children. The woman's nature is emotions, anger, overthinking, and all that. It went into the children. So it's a role of a father to protect children against the emotions that are coming from their mothers. That's a fact. But because fathers are weak, they can't see that. They can't even do that. They are afraid of their wives because they were afraid of their mothers. So they can't know how to handle a woman. And now they have one, they can't handle her. This woman becomes angry at them, passes this anger to the children. The children become so angry, so insecure. They lack confidence, they are fearful and all that. And these children could not do anything because they thought that this is the way they should be raised. Because these are parents, so we have to submit to their will. And now they were reconditioned into a woman's image. The image of anger, the image of concerns, fear, doubt, all this. Now what happened is, these children will suffer until they get to overcome the nature of their mothers. Because once the mothers do that, they impose their identities in the children. The false identity. And when they impose their identities in the children, they suppress the identity of this child. So now their identity takes over. So this child does not have an identity. They have their mother's identity. And every child is born with an identity. So when you impose your identity to your children, you suppress their own identity. They don't like that. So what happens is they start to resent you without even knowing. They are thinking they love you, but they resent you. And it's unnatural for children to love their parents. Mothers are those who love their children. The other way around is respect and submission. So they start thinking they love you, but in real sense it's just in their thoughts. Because they thought this is who they are supposed to be raised to be. But in real sense, they've become a mini version of you. And God did not design you to raise your children to become a mini version of you. No. So when you do that, these children start to resent you. And when they resent you, they become just like you. They become angry, emotional, chaotic, insecure. They overthink. They think they love people. They think they care. They have ego. All these things are happening. So when these things are happening, that's how they start to resent you. And when they resent you, they become just like you. So they will end up attracting who they are, their mothers. That's why sons or boys will end up marrying their mothers in marriages. That's why daughters will end up marrying emotional males, just like their mothers, just like their weak fathers. You see that? So that's what we call resentment. It's not like you hate your mother. No, you think you love your mother, but it's in your thoughts. Because that's how you are raised. So you don't understand it because you're in a fallen state. So for you to overcome that fallen state and now build your identity back, you must forgive the one who remodeled you into their own image. That is your mother. And then you must forgive the one who allowed this remodeling. That is your father. Once you do that, you come back to the father. You will not pick the characters and the weaknesses of your father. No. You will reconnect to the spirit of your father, and that is the spirit of good, the spirit of your creator. Because fathers, biological fathers, are earthly representation of God to the children. So when you reconnect with them, you get your identity back. And now you'll not have to worry about them. You'll not care about life. You'll not overthink. You'll not think in the future or in the past. You'll always stay present. And now you'll receive revelations through that spirit on how to lead your life. And now you lead a righteous life. You'll not have anger. You lead a righteous life. You see that? It's a complicated thing, and you have to sink it in for you to actually make sure it makes sense to you. So that's what we say, what we call a resentment. People remodeled you into their own image. They took you to school to condition you in a certain way that you are not designed to be. They took you to church or to the mosque to become a certain type of person. They told you the false ideas of life and you adapted that. And now in your subconscious mind, you're submitting to the will of your parents. You just became a mini image of your parents. That is not how you're supposed to live your life. So you must overcome your parents so that you get your life back in order. You do away with the resentment and anger disappears. If somebody told me this earlier, I would have actually not done it because I thought I loved my mother. So somebody told me, go and forgive your mother. I'm like, why would I forgive my mother? I don't resent my mother. I talked to my mother on phone for a long period of time. Okay, so why would I think I resent my mother? I love my mother, but you see, I can't love my mother. I can't. She's the one who can love me. I can't love my mother. I can only love my woman and then my children through my woman. So I can't love my mother. Children cannot love their mothers. Children can love other generations that are coming in front of them. So God gives love to the man, and then man passes this love to the woman, and then woman to the children, because that's the order of God. God above men, men above women, women above children. If that order is distorted in any way, whether men are weak or they submit to the will of the woman, what happens is the children suffer. So they become resentful, they have the anger. If you're not in good terms with your father, realize this: there's no child who is not in good terms with their fathers. Children do not hate their biological fathers. They even have a void in them that wants to be with their biological fathers. Most children they resent their fathers with the hatred of their mothers. So their mothers hated their fathers, but that was their choice. So they hate who they are. So they attracted who they are. So their mothers hated their fathers, and then they pass this hatred to the children. So children think they hate their fathers, but yet it is the hatred of their mothers. So they resent their fathers with the hatred of their mothers. And once you overcome your mother, you'll see the bigger picture. Because I'll tell you this for free. Most people who say they don't have a relationship with their fathers are children who have been raised by mothers alone. I don't call them single mothers, I call them mothers. So when you raise your mother with all the anger that made them break with your father is being passed to you. And now you hate your father because the only side of the story that you have is your mother's story. So until you face your father, talk to him and have a conversation and apologize for resenting him, because now you realize it's not right for you to resent a human being. You accept that, you stop playing God by accepting that, you know what, I have resented my father and it's not right. So you go and tell your father, I've been resenting you and I don't like it. So I apologize for resenting you. Once you say that, you put your ego down, and then your father will tell you the truth, because most fathers will always, most, not all, but most, will always tell you the truth. Right now, you only have the side of the story of your mother. So you need both stories, both sides of the stories, and you don't pick sides. You'll make a sane decision once you forgive them. Amazing. God says, go and forgive so that I can actually forgive you. Go and forgive so I can forgive you. The number to call is 0707 20 20 74 if you're interested in a conversation on call. People who are on YouTube. We wish this gentleman well, though. We wish him well. This is Kibutu. Kibutu, how are you? Kibutu.
I'm fine, how are you?
All is well.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine, all is well too.
Why are my speakers out of control? Just a minute, Kibutu. The problem connecting. Turn device off and back on, kindly. To the sit. It's a good conversation, and we need to make it louder so that we don't miss any point here. Let me just make it louder a little bit. Where is it? WS? All right. Good. Kibutu.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm well, how are you?
All is well. Take me through your story. Do you have a story or do you have an inquiry you want to make?
I have an inquiry that I want to make.
Yes.
I have a relative who've been having an issue with mental health issues.
Okay.
But after we talked with him, it seems like he had childhood trauma.
Yes.
And the childhood trauma is like causing him to have anxiety and depression, but he's not able to express himself well.
Okay.
And okay, I don't want to say to make matters worse, but that was God will. He's the only child in the family.
Okay.
So at times he tends to think that maybe the father dislikes him. And in reverse, he has, okay, they are not in good terms with the father. So like now he's under medication. Okay, he's admitted, that is.
Okay. Kibutu, where have you disappeared to? Kibutu. Kibutu's network is in Katonzweni and she's in she's in Matu. Kibutu, kindly come back when you can. Are you there? Kibutu has disappeared. Kindly come back when you can, Kibutu. Let's talk to Juno Music. Juno, are you there? Hello, Juno. Hello. Juno, you're on air. Can you talk to us? Juno is listening to his music. Juno does not have time. He's listening to his own music. Let's do Livi Sauti. Hey, my friends. You guys have name from Juno music to to Sauti. Are you guys recording at the same place? Sauti, are you there? Is it my network or their network? People on YouTube, are you able to hear me? Because I don't know if my network is the problem or their network. Is their network right? Yeah. My network is perfect, so yeah. It's them who are bringing in a lot of issues. Let me just drop you first. Leave Sauti, kindly request back. Because, good. Allah, I had dropped him already. Come back, please. I will take you back, Sauti. Kibutu is back, so let's listen to Kibutu. Kibutu, are you there?
Hello?
Okay. Yeah, you're saying that this guy is already in hospital, he's on drugs, he has mental health issues. I put that in quotes because I don't believe in that. Are you able to hear me?
Wow.
Her network. Kibutu, your network is crazy.
Can you?
Yes, I can hear you, but I think we are lagging.
And can you hear me now?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay. So I was asking, can the anger issues cause the anxiety and the depression that he's having?
So allow me to break down your story because you went missing. So let me break it down so that we can understand all of us. One, you said you have a friend who is suffering from mental health issues. That is one. Number two, this guy is in hospital and is already schizophrenia. So now he's in hospital and already on medication. And then you said you're thinking that this guy has childhood traumas. It is not right for you to think about that, but anyway, we'll talk about that. And then he has no relationship or a bad relationship with the father, right? And then you said he thinks that the father hates him. Why would he think that the father hates him?
There was a time that back in university, the time he became unwell. So when he became unwell and he informed the father, the father knows that he's under drug and substance abuse. So, so the father didn't take the immediate step of taking him to the hospital.
Okay.
So they delayed, and so I guess maybe I'm not sure, but I think out of the stress, now he ended up having the mental health issues. So from there on, they parted ways with their father.
When you say they parted ways, what do you mean?
Hawakuongeleshana kwa muda mrefu.
Okay.
But later, the guy wakaongeleshana na the aunt.
Okay. How about the mother?
And now the mother is still there, but now she's kind of an introvert.
Okay.
So she's not someone who's able to express herself so much. And maybe she finds the husband is angry. He tends to be quiet and he can't say anything. So later, then he was taken to the hospital. And then after he was taken to the hospital, that's when the psychiatrist, said that he has schizophrenia.
Okay.
So now from there, it's around 2012. Up until now, he's under medication.
Okay.
So, but I talked with him, and then I realized now both the mother and the son, they have that fear of the dad.
Okay.
So I tried to talk to him and ask him how is it, but he's not He's not even able to express himself.
All right. And you said you were suspecting he has childhood traumas. What do you mean by that? What makes you get to that conclusion?
There was a time that he said,
Mm-hmm.
like the father doesn't take care of him, like he's not so much good at when he's unwell or when he has, like when he has a need.
Okay. So is this the biological father or is this a stepfather?
Yes,
All right.
yes, the biological father.
Did this father of him put a roof on his head?
Yes.
Did he ever sleep hungry under his roof?
True.
Did he pay school fees for him, including the university school fees?
Yes, and he was in, like he paid the full school fees.
Okay. So what made this guy think that the father does not take care of him when he had done the basics, paid school fees, made sure this guy was dressed up, clothed, made sure this guy never slept hungry under his watch, and put a roof on him? What made this guy think that his father hated him?
I'm not sure, but I think he always say that he thinks that since he's the only child in the family, is that maybe the anger issue, like the father, he doesn't have a brother or a sister.
Yeah.
So since the father is angry, he tends to bring all the anger to him.
Yeah.
And most even to the mother.
So where is this guy getting these ideas from? That, oh, you know what, because I might be the only son, so I'm hated for this. I thought if you're the only son, you're actually the most loved. So where is he getting these ideas from?
I'm also wondering the same. I'm also wondering, is it anger issues? Is it because he's depressed? Is it because he's having anxiety?
Let me tell you this for free. Let me tell you this for free. How old is this guy?
30.
He's 30. And he's thinking his father does not love him. So what would his father do at 30 that will cater for his needs? Imagine a 30-year-old man thinking that the father is not able to cater for his needs. Where is he getting these emotional ideas from? At 30.
Okay, that's why I'm also not sure. I'm wondering, is it because of the anxiety? Is it because of the depression? Is it because of the mental health issues? Now I'm not able to understand.
If I'm going to be honest with you, it's very hard for me to have this conversation with you because the questions that I'll ask and the statements that I'll put across, they cannot be relatable. You can't relate to them until he decides to seek his own path and finds his conversation on this one. It will be difficult because you see, this will put you in a place that you already have some ego, so you're thinking you are the better person so you can help him. You're actually thinking that he's suffering so you can actually bring him out of his own hell. Realize this, we can only get out of our own hell by ourselves. Nobody can actually come in and save us. Until we get to the rock bottom, when we totally seek God, that's when we find God. So allow him to suffer in his own hell until he gets a chance to find a reason to seek help in terms of fixing his mindset. You see, this is a guy who is very emotional. At 30, there's no way I can be thinking my dad did this and my dad this, my dad that. I'm supposed to be responsible enough. If any case, I wouldn't be surprised he still lives under the roof of his father. At 30, how can I be complaining about my father, yet my father put a roof on me, my father schooled me, my father fed me, and my father dressed me. Those are the basics for a father to do. So he got this opportunity and he was the only son. Now he has some ego in his head and he's thinking, you know what, the world owes me understanding because I was the only son. Why is my father not treating me this direction when I'm the only son? These ideas can be coming from the mother without even knowing. And I'm telling you this for free because he doesn't have any option. He can't give himself a brother. The brother has to come through the mother. So the issues that are happening between the father and the mother, that's their business. He must come out of his own hell by hitting the rock bottom. So at 30, allow him to suffer in his own hell. Because when you suffer, that's when you know God. You cannot salvage him. All of you can take him to different psychiatrists to try to fix his problem. But I'm telling you this for free. Even when the cows go to the grazing land and come back in the evening, nothing is going to change. And no drug is going to change his situation until he picks up himself, changes his kitchen, goes to apologize to his mother to overcome the identity of the mother, and goes and faces his father to tell him, you know what, I've been resenting you for no good reason. You've done your part. And therefore I apologize. That's when he will see his own line opening up. But at 30 still complaining and whining, that is a shame. You see that? And you can't help him, unfortunately,
Okay,
because
okay, no problem.
because when you start thinking you can help him, he will start to resent you. And he will become more of you. He'll become feminine and very angry. Now, let me ask you, do you have anger?
I said,
Yes.
no, I don't.
You never get angry?
I get angry, but I'm
There
able
we
to
go.
control my anger.
There we go. So you get angry, but you don't have anger. So allow me to redo the question. Do you have anger?
Mm-hmm.
What is
Yes, I have.
Okay. So how do you deal with that anger?
First, I sit down by myself. I have a meeting by myself.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something that maybe is repeating itself.
Yes.
But if it's not, I first think before I speak.
All right. So what gets you more angry oftenly or frequently? What is that one thing that keeps making you angry?
Mm-hmm. When someone does something that's not pleasing to me.
Perfect. So other people get you angry, right?
Yes.
So do you think other people get you angry, or you just have anger and other people help you express that anger?
I have anger and other people help me to express that anger.
There we go. There we go. So therefore, nothing or no one can get you angry. No one has the capacity or capability to get you angry. It's just you who has anger, and other people just give you a chance to exercise that anger. True or false? Kibutu?
True.
All right. If that is
True.
if that is true, why don't you work on fixing yourself before working on fixing other people? Because you can't fix other people. So why don't you work on overcoming your anger, and then through that you just lead your life? You not care about other people. Amazing. Amazing. Because you can't fix a human being. They must fix themselves. So work on overcoming your anger. Were you raised by both parents?
Oh, my dad passed on when I was 4 years.
Oh, so you were raised by your mother? Your mother?
Yes.
Did she get remarried?
No.
Are you the only child?
No, we are 4, but I'm the only girl.
All right. Was there a time that your mother would do things or shout at you or punish you excessively, and you feel like this is not right?
Extremely.
Pardon?
It was extreme, but now
Uh-huh.
I understand
Yes.
the reason as to why she did that.
And what was the reason?
I'm saying it was extreme, but
Yes.
the discipline was worth it.
All right. So why is it that you still have anger up to now? Why don't you overcome the anger by forgiving your mother because she imposed her identity in you?
I don't have any anger with my mom.
No, but you have anger, right? It's just that your mother
Yes, I have.
it's just
Because
that
of what you just said.
it's just that your mother has not given you a chance to exercise that anger. But if she does, you'll go rampant at her. Yeah? So why don't you overcome her? Why don't you face her and tell her, you know what, I don't want to hold this anger in me anymore. So I apologize for resenting you.
Oh, that's so hard.
Why is it hard?
Oh.
Do you love your mother?
Yes, I do.
If you love your mother, why are you unable to face her and just tell her that? I thought if you loved her, it's easy for you to say these things to her. So do you see how I come up with the idea that you resent her? Because you're afraid of her.
Because the power of what? The power of controlling my anger and whatever comes from within me.
No, you don't have power to control anything, because if you had power to control anything, you would not have the anger.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because you'll only mask it. You'll only mask it and sit somewhere and think, oh, you know what? When I meditate, my anger goes. But the next episode, you're angry again. And do you love being angry?
No.
So why don't you go and overcome the anger? I'm actually teaching you how to overcome anger. Simply face your mother. Why are you afraid of her? Do you think she'll punish you the same way she punished you when you were a child?
She can't punish me now because I'm a grown-up.
Yeah, then why are you afraid of her?
I'm not afraid of her. It's some respect.
No, don't confuse fear with respect. If you respected her, you would release her. you release her false identity. You see, if you
I
really
can
respected
also
her
write.
and you meant the respect, you will release her identity by actually apologizing for resenting her for no good reason. She didn't know better. She was just doing her job, and she was doing it in a fallen state. That's why she ended up extremely punishing you the way you said it. So you didn't like it, you resented her, but you didn't understand that this was resentment. You thought that this is a mother just trying to raise me in who I am right now. But that anger is actually taking a toll on you. You are punishing your children the same way. You have anger up to now. How is it possible that you loved your mother and you still have anger? You are taught anger. You are not born with anger. So go and overcome that. But I highly recommend that. I'm not pushing this to you, but I highly recommend you can actually go and forgive your mother so that you can actually overcome the anger.
How can I go and overcome my anger?
Simply face your mother and tell her, you know what, I apologize for resenting you for no good reason. And whatever your mother says should never be your business. That's all. And then start doing a silent prayer. Wake up in the morning, close your eyes, breathe naturally, and allow thoughts to flow into your head. Every morning and every evening. That's how you overcome anger. But until you do that, you will keep on creating excuses and thinking other people are responsible for your anger. Yet the anger is just inside you and you are taught by your parents. And unfortunately, the one who was supposed to protect you from being taught anger was your father, and he died when you were young.
Oh, I've learned something. Okay.
Yeah. But we applaud your mother because she did not get remarried. Because most women they feel lonely and they go and remarry, and that separates them from the love of their children. So she did a good thing. So you must go and face her and overcome her by telling her, Mom, I am tired of resenting you. I want to release this anger. I apologize. Once you say that, the anger shall be taken away from you. It's a spiritual battle.
Wow, thank you.
Amazing.
Thank
yes,
you so much.
There we go. There we go. The breather. The breather tells it all. Most of us don't know we hate our mothers. Let me tell you, I've told you this before. I used to talk to my mother for 3 hours. Imagine a son and a mother having a conversation in the village. 3 hours on phone. And then when I call my father, I'm expecting the same. You see, the stupid me is expecting the same. I call my father, and my father takes about a minute, and he has hung up. Just tells me, shule iko aje nini, bap, done. And then I started thinking, maybe the things that my mother tells me about my father are true, because my father hates me. So I'm thinking in my head, I'm being controlled by the evil nature. I'm thinking my father hates me because he can't talk to me for 3 hours. Ego. Who is this man who can't talk to his children for 3 hours? So I didn't know I was being conditioned. And when somebody told me, go and overcome your mother by forgiving her, I was so afraid of my mother. I was wondering, how can I even start that? So he asked me, why are you afraid of your mother? If at all you love your mother, won't it be easier for you to just face your mother and apologize? My friend, I would face my mother, and words would come from my stomach and just get into my neck and choke me, and I say, ah, and then the devil becomes louder in my ears. You don't have to do it. I mean, your mother knows. I mean, just forgive her in your head. So the devil becomes louder, and then I retract back. It took me 3 months to gain the confidence to somebody that I thought I loved. So most of you resent your mothers. That's why you can't face them. You can't tell them no. That's why most of you sons have married women who are brought to you by your mothers. You didn't even have a choice. That's why your mother is in your ears telling you to give him sons and grandchildren. And you don't want those grandchildren at this moment in time because you know you're not able to do that. But she's very loud here until you fall for that trap. So you have a spirit of your mother in your heart. You're so emotional, you're angry, you conform to the spirit of the mother, and you can't do anything. You're so indecisive. And women don't like that. So don't pass that to your generations. Go and apologize and overcome your mother. And then go and apologize and overcome your father, because fathers are the ones to protect children against the emotions that are coming from the mothers. So an absence of a father is a serious problem to children. Or the presence of a father who is a weak male, who is constantly chasing an ejaculation, who does not know his responsibilities, does not even understand the order of God. A father who shares bills with the wife. These are people who make children to suffer, because women don't like sharing things with them. They don't like sharing bills. The only thing women like sharing is taking the husband's clothes, the oversized t-shirts, and wearing them. But sharing bills, oh, if a woman can buy a dress for 3,000 shillings, she feels good in this dress, you tell her she looks good, she feels good. But when she sits in a corner, she's so resentful, she's wondering, why did I spend a lot of money on this cloth? Yes, Livish Sauti.
Yes, Daktari.
How are you, my brother?
All is well, Daktari.
Amazing. Welcome on board, brother. You're live on air.
Thank you, sir.
Karibu.
Nashukuru sana niko kwa kipindi cha The Devil Within.
Amazing. The devil within.
Yeah.
Karibu brother. Do you have anger?
Yeah, personally, let me say no.
Amazing. So you never get angry?
Yes, I don't get angry.
Oh, perfect. Nice one.
Yeah.
How did you overcome your anger? Or you never had anger from the time you
How I
were born?
overcame my... I used to have a long time ago,
Yeah.
but I started learning how, when I was growing up, I started learning how to overcome it slowly by slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing, brother. How is it on this other side of the world that people are always trying to convince you that, you know what, being angry is the nature of a human being? How does it even, how does it come to you?
To me, I don't think at some point it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Sababu ukiangalia vitu zingine zenye watu wanakasirika hata ni vitu ndogo sana.
Yeah. And angry, and people think just because I talk loudly and all that, they think I'm so angry at people. Just because I rebuke the healthcare institutions, people think I'm so angry. So I struggle to tell people, you know what, that's my personality, that's how I talk. But overcoming anger is a process. You must walk through it. It's a bitter process, and the devil doesn't want to die in you. So you must push him to die. So brother, congratulations for actually overcoming anger.
Yeah, so I had this question.
Yes.
What's your take on these people who love throwing insults on other people online, on the media, on the comment section? What will you say about these people?
One thing is, you should never have any opinion about anything anybody says. They are suffering in their own hell, and because you've seen light, you can't judge them. You understand they are in a fallen state. So they are doing that in a fallen state. We were once there. We were the people who would come to your comment section and talk nonsense. So that was not us. Remember, in our lives, we have two spirits. We have the spirit of good and the spirit of evil. We are all born with the spirit of good, but somebody teaches us the spirit of evil and then suppresses the spirit of good. Therefore, we go into a fallen state automatically. And in that fallen state, we will do anything to make us feel good, to make us feel validated, to get the validation from people so that we can actually feel at home, because we are lacking something inside us. Okay? And until we get to overcome that evil nature of us and come back to light, we will always argue in the fallen state. So they are not insulting you, no. They are just insecure that they can't do what you're doing. So you allow them to just suffer in their own hell, and one day when God, the same God who showed you light, will show light to them, they will come back and realize they were just doing nonsense. So they have to walk through that process. So allow them to do what they have to do, because they are in their own hell. And now that you can easily see they are in hell, you don't make a judgment on them. You allow them to suffer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, because there's this book in the Bible that normally says, do not let your anger lead you into sin.
Yes.
Do you understand that verse?
Yes, I do.
So I just wanted to confirm that I wanted you to shed more light on that.
Yeah, listen. The Bible is like a map. When you're driving to some place you don't know and then you put a Google map, when you arrive to that place, do you need the map anymore? Do you need to remember the map?
No.
Yeah, because it has served this purpose. So one, do not read the Bible and become an intellect. Read the Bible to act as a guidance to your life. When you're there concentrating on the Bible, read it. Once you're done with that chapter, once you're done with that moment, you don't even need to remember it. Keep moving. Because it's a standard and it's supposed to train you on how to lead life in a righteous way. But it's not supposed to basically become something you cram. Because once you read the Bible and you put it here, it becomes your thoughts and imagination. That will make you think that people who are not doing what you read in the Bible are doing the wrong thing. You see, that's you passing a judgment already. And when you pass a judgment, that's a wrong idea of it. So do not struggle to understand. Do not struggle to understand, or do not struggle to actually cram and understand it, or all that. No. Do this. When you're there reading the Bible, read it for that moment. If anything that is there that you don't understand, let it go. Say a silent prayer and allow the revelation to come through your own spirit. So you don't have to cram anything. You don't need me or a pastor to guide you through the Bible. It is your role to actually just read it. The moment that you're reading, concentrate, understand it. If you don't remember anything, keep moving. That's my advice. Because I don't want you to become an intellect. I don't want you to become an intellect, because intellect is the nature of evil. You start judging people. I want you to become spiritual, and I want you to become righteous. So you do what you have to do. Chase God, find the righteous path, and be honest with yourself. Don't care about the books. Simply do you. Allow life to happen the natural.
Thank you daktari.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you daktari.
Amazing.
Uwe na usingizi mwema.
Pia nawe baba. This is amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, anytime you read something and you put it in your head, you keep on thinking about it, you're becoming of the intellect. Intellect moves you away from common sense. Common sense is godly, intellect is evil. You are taught to be an intellect. You are taught that you must understand the Bible. You go to church and you see your pastor preaching and spitting these Bible verses. You're wondering, hey, am I supposed to be like him? How did he end up here? All those are noises. Radical Christians understand this better. They make a lot of noise thinking that they're actually praying to God. They pray in tongues, but they still have anger. They go to church, they come out with anger. So they actually came out worse than they went in. Okay? So spiritual world does not care about what you've read, doesn't care about religion, doesn't care about anything, doesn't care about your ideas of God. It actually helps you to down all these ideas that you've been knowing about God, because when you know God, when you think you know God, that's when you don't know God. When you drop the ideas you know about God, that's when God manifests. All right? Amazing. So just allow life to happen. Live life and allow life to happen. Live in the present. Don't overthink things. Don't go into the future. Just live in the present. That is what you deserve. That is what you deserve. Be like a child or a bird that doesn't care that this is a worm. If I eat this worm, will I have another worm coming in? It's none of your business. Okay? You eat that worm and wait for the next thing to happen. Why are you worried about the next worm, yet you have this one? Eat this one and keep moving. This is a fellowship with Uncle Chile. The power of now. Yes. This is who? This is Little Luxuries Boutique. Why would you name yourself your business? Little Luxuries Boutique.
Yes.
How are you? What is your real name?
I'm called Mimo.
You're called Mimo.
Yeah.
Amazing. Welcome. You're live on air.
Thank you so much.
Karibu. Take me through your story. Do you have anger?
Yeah. Actually, I think it's causing my marriage.
Hello, Mimo.
Yeah. Hello.
You said you think your anger is costing your marriage.
Yeah, it is.
How?
There was an incident in my home on Saturday.
Yes.
And it left my husband packing a few clothes and he left.
Yes.
Yeah. I hosted a few friends and then there was alcohol involved.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the friends, I felt like she was being two-faced with me.
Okay.
And I opened up and told her that I feel like she's a fake friend.
Mm-hmm.
She ended up crying, went to my husband, told my hubby that I'm harassing her. And I felt like my husband chose her side without hearing my side of the story.
Yeah.
We ended up fighting. I chased away the guest and he feels disrespected.
Amazing. Now, I have a question. This is your house or your husband's house?
Our home.
Who built it? You both did?
Him. Not him.
So is it your house or his house? I understand it's your home, but is it your house or his house?
His house.
Amazing. Now, so he allowed you to bring people in his house and then you people brought in alcohol. He was aware of that, right?
Yes, he was.
So he failed in leadership because he allowed his wife to bring friends over to drink alcohol. Does he drink alcohol?
Yes, he does.
Oh, so he's in a fallen state, so we can't judge him. All right. Now, so he got upset because you called out her friend for being a fake friend.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
so,
what happened was when I called out my friend, actually, the hubby of my friend,
yeah.
The mother-in-law to my friend, and my mother-in-law are friends from high school. So he thinks that my friend is his family.
Oh, your husband thinks that your friend is his family?
Yeah, because her mother-in-law and my mom-in-law are friends from high school.
Yeah.
So when I told her that she's a...
Why would he think that this is
a fake friend?
Yes.
She started crying.
Oh.
And that's when she approached my hubby and told her that I'm harassing her.
All right. So what makes you think?
And he automatically picked her side.
All right. What makes you think that that she is a fake friend?
Because let me give you an instance. I'm newly married, 8 months. We were to apply for a marriage certificate. And then ikaleta issue because he felt like we are not yet there.
Okay.
And I confided in my friend as because we normally go to groups conversation. She's also married with 2 kids.
Yeah.
So she said in front of everyone, including her husband and my husband, that it's just a piece of paper. But then when we're just together, she sends me videos from TikTok whereby they say if you're married without a certificate, it's not marriage.
But marriage is not the certificate. That is a wedding, and a marriage certificate is not marriage, because marriage starts after the wedding. You guys did a wedding?
Yes, we did. We did, Aurora, sure.
So you guys kissed the bride. And then trouble just sank in after kissing the bride. Hey!
Yeah.
All right, so so listen. So what were you expecting? What were you expecting from your husband? To side with you?
The moment, not really, but I was expecting at least the moment he heard that my friend was crying, at least he would have called me aside and asked me what was going on.
So you guys were in the same house. Even your husband was there when you guys were drinking, or he was away?
No, we were in the same house.
Okay.
And then it got to a point where the men wanted to excuse themselves to go for the barbecue outside in the compound. We were left in the house as ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I told my friend, I feel like she's two-sided. We were just the ladies. But then she started crying all over the house, causing drama. So my husband came to check what was going on. Yeah.
And you sat calm, and your friend went straight to your husband and told him, you know what, husband to my friend is calling me a fake friend.
What happened was I tried to calm her down, but I realized I couldn't, so I just let her be, and I walked out to go have some fresh air. So my husband approached her and asked what was happening, and she said I'm harassing her.
Why didn't your husband approach you?
Exactly, I don't know.
Have you asked him?
Yeah, I did. He said that he felt like, because he was there initially, he felt like I was getting drunk and looking for drama.
Okay. So now he packed his things and left.
On Sunday, he packed a few things and left. Said that I'm disrespecting him.
Okay, so now he left his home. Where to?
He's saying he's staying in a BNB.
He's with who?
Alone.
So he leaves his home and goes to hire Airbnb to live there so that he can cool down from issues that happened between his wife and his wife's friend, who purportedly he thinks that this is a family friend. Yeah? That my wife cannot come between me and this girl who I think is my family, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. So what do you want? How do you want me to be of help to you?
Well, I wanted to hear your input in the whole story. I understand I have anger issues, especially when I'm drunk. I'm very sensitive. And yeah, I feel like maybe I had done things differently. No?
So if you know that when you're drunk you're too sensitive, why do you drink?
I didn't know till that day.
But you said you know when you're drunk you're very sensitive, right?
Yeah, but the other time.
So why do you continue drinking when you know when you drink you become sensitive?
I've already quit.
Allow me to tell you this for free. Most people who drink alcohol, they quit because they don't have money, or they quit because they have gotten in problems. Immediately problems are over and money is back. Oh, sherehe sheria. Friday is today, Saturday is tomorrow. You're just a week. Actually, you are a day. You quit a day.
But I'm not even a heavy drinker.
But you drink alcohol. It doesn't. What do you mean by a heavy drinker? You drink alcohol, right?
Yeah, just wine though.
So you quit alcohol because of what happened?
No, it's because I realized that most of the times when I argue with my husband and I become disrespectful, it's because I'm under the influence of wine.
When you say you become disrespectful, what did you do on Saturday? What did you tell him?
What happened was, after I left the house to catch some nice air, he approached me, accusing me that I'm harassing the guest. The guest has told him that I'm I'm harassing her.
Mm-hmm.
So when I tried explaining my side of the story, the same lady came crying again and was like, "Anaomba msamaha, it is standing between our marriage." And that is when I felt like she had other motives. And then I just told her she should go back to her home and cry over there because I don't believe.
So do you think that your husband got you upset, or your husband thought that you're disrespectful, or do you think that you, let me rephrase this, like
Mm-hmm.
like your husband allows people to come and drink at home, specifically
Mm-hmm.
ladies, rather women, and you guys are eight
Actually,
months into.
it was a couple night out. The lady came with her husband. We were
Why should a
six
couple night
couples.
out be in your home? Why don't you guys go out and do something out there and just come back home with your husband? Why would he allow people in your home to drink there and then cause this chaos and then pretend like he's the one who is actually now taking leadership in terms of rectifying this chaos?
Mm-hmm.
But your expectations of your husband are the ones that actually hurt you, because you expected your husband to side with you in this story, so that you actually prove the point that, you know what, I don't think this girl is doing this, because your emotions came out because you're thinking that maybe there's something with these two guys. So now when your husband sided with
Yeah,
the other one, now you became super angry for that.
yeah, and that's when I chased the guest.
So this is not about the guest or your husband. This is about you being insecure.
I actually don't think so. I think he made me feel insecure.
But nothing can make you feel insecure. You are insecure in your
Well,
own self.
what
So he
happened?
just made you exercise your insecurities.
Well, I feel like if you're in a room and you feel like your husband is defending the other lady and hasn't even had your side of the story,
Yeah.
of course you'll end up overthinking the situation.
But all of you guys were drunk, so there's nobody who was making sense here. So why would you want him to make a sane decision when all of you are drunk? Because you invited your
Because
own
he's my
troubles.
husband.
All of it. No, that doesn't confine anything to him. Because let me ask you, do you
Mm-hmm.
have anger? Yes, you said you have anger. And you say this anger is actually, you thinking
Yeah.
this anger is actually messing up your marriage. But you want to quote that and
Yeah.
make us think that your husband was the problem here. But you see, that's your choice. So if your husband is the problem siding with
Yeah.
other women, that is your choice. That is the decision that you made. Do you guys have children?
Yeah. Not yet. We're just married 8 months.
All right. Now listen to me. Whether you like it or not, you have to overcome your anger, and your husband is not the reason why you get angry. Anger is in you. Your husband just allows you to exercise your anger. Whatever your husband is doing in the Airbnb is none of our problem. Our problem or our business is you, because you're the one who is here. So why don't you overcome your anger? You see,
Yeah.
you got into a marriage with anger. So you actually, why did you get married in the first place? What was the major reason why you got married?
Because I love you.
Women,
Because I love you.
women are incapable of loving men. You can only respect and submit to a man who is providing and protecting you and then having sex with you adequately. So you can't love a man. You can love your children.
Well,
So tell me, what was the next reason for you getting married to this guy?
I felt like he was the right guy for me.
So you are looking for a right guy, and this one provided himself as a chance for the right guy.
I wasn't looking. He found me.
Where?
Yeah. In the supermarket.
Okay. So he was buying things and found you there, and boom, you guys are married.
No, we started dating. We dated for a year and then we got married.
Okay. Define this relationship called dating. Because I seem to be the only one who
Whereby,
doesn't. Huh?
just like dating, we are going for dates. We speak about the future.
Which future? And
Things
yet
like that.
you guys didn't have a future. Which future? Do you have tomorrow?
No, but we wanted to like get married.
But you see, you people.
Okay, when we met, after like a month, he told me that he doesn't want to invest like with a short-term thing. He's looking for a wife.
Okay, did he tell you? So he was looking for a wife.
Yeah, he was looking for a wife.
Why would he look for a wife? What was missing in his life that he had to look for a wife? Why didn't he look for God so that God adds him a wife? Because God is the one who knows how to pick a real partner for everybody. So why would he look for a wife when he can just look for God and then the rest shall be added unto him? Don't you see that was the wrong idea?
Yeah, probably.
So what do? You fix yourself. And how do you fix yourself? Were you raised by both parents?
Yeah, it was.
And who was the provider? Your father, or they shared bills?
My father.
Do you resemble more with your father or your mother?
I think both.
Who do you resemble the most?
I think I have some characteristics from my father and some from my mom.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
how old are you?
25.
Are you the only child?
No, I'm the firstborn.
All right. Now, how many children are following you?
2.
Have you ever heard of identities, finding identities before getting married or before attracting somebody who will marry you?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
And have you ever thought about fixing your identity? Because you need to overcome the anger. Unless you just love being angry and causing chaos.
I'm learning.
No, to be honest, I like your honesty because you're coming out honest totally. But I would recommend this to you, okay? Now that you're in a marriage and you would wish to actually fix a lot of things, so that if one day your husband decides, you know what, I'm packing everything, I'm leaving, you tell him, okay, no problem, and he leaves, and that's it. You don't have any attachment with him. You don't have any concern. You don't think you're lonely. You'll be lonely. No, you just, if somebody wants to leave, you can't fix them. You can't fix a marriage. You can't fix a relationship. If somebody wants to leave you, they will leave.
But now you see that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm confused because I feel like he's manipulating me.
No, nobody can manipulate you.
In
You
the
allow
sense-
him. You allow him to manipulate you.
Okay, yeah, I feel like I've allowed him to manipulate me.
So
in
that's
the
your
sense
fault.
that-
That's not his fault. So stop blaming him. Fix you. Why, if he wants to leave, tell him, okay, no problem. Just the same way, if it gets to a point that you have a child and you want to leave and you're thinking that, you know what, I'll manipulate this guy through this child. And then he tells you, you just leave. You just leave. No problem. So nobody can manipulate you unless you allow them to manipulate you.
Yeah.
And the reason why you're allowing him to manipulate you because you don't have an identity. So you're feeling lonely. You're thinking maybe this guy can go for another girl and I'll be left here alone. My friend, you came alone, you live alone.
Not actually. I don't think that's the case. I just feel pity for him.
Why do you feel pity for people who are adults?
That's a hard question.
Yes, you're feeling pity because you have ego. You're thinking you're the better person, and if you leave, he will atateseka. That is ego.
Not really.
Why are you
Not
pitying
really.
him? Why are you pitying him?
I'm pitying him because when I married him, I knew that I'm marrying him for life, in the sense that I didn't want him to feel abandoned.
Abandoned by who?
Because abandoned by me. Because from how I understood his story,
Yeah.
he has always been like abandoned, even with his parents.
But that's none of your business.
I didn't.
That's none of your business. Why are you trying to fix an adult? So
I
you married
trauma.
him because of sympathy. You are sympathizing. If I don't marry him, this guy will be lonely because he was abandoned by the parents.
Not really. Yeah.
My friend, fix you. Stop thinking that you're too good, you can fix other people. Stop thinking that, you know what, I am here to solve the problems of my husband. He has to solve his own problems. Possibly that pittiness is you trying to show him you're a mother figure. So he's feeling like, you're too much into his space. So why don't you fix yourself and sit in your own space? Why are you getting into his space too much? He's the one who chose you. You didn't choose him, he chose you. That's why he has you.
Yeah.
So sit there and relax. Stop drinking alcohol to begin with.
I've quit. For real.
Now listen, I highly recommend this because of time. One, go and face your mother, apologize to your mother so that you can actually release her identity. You got married with a false identity. You painted a certain type of image and you attracted a man who has the same false identity. Okay, so now you're thinking the other side is the problem, but the problem is inside you. You attracted who you are. You see, that man who feels abandoned is the same thing that you are from inside.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so go fix this by forgiving your mother. Go face your mother and tell your mother, you know what? Now that I'm a married woman, I need to actually become sane so that I can actually raise children in the right way. So I apologize for resenting you.
Actually, I did that. I came home and did that today.
What did you tell your mother?
I just told my mom that I feel like part of my upbringing caused some anger in me and gave her instances where I remember 1, 2, 3 happened. And she apologized, and we're going for therapy together.
But you see, you did not apologize. You went there to show her, you know what, you've done so bad things to me, and maybe these things are connected to what I'm feeling now.
We apologized to each other.
No. You see, you realize what I'm saying. I'm saying You are playing God. When you go there and you want her apology and you want to feel good about this story, you're actually playing God and playing yourself. You will suffer. When you go to face your mother, you make it short and clear. You tell your mother, you know what, I have been resenting you for no good reason. So you are taking responsibility. You are actually taking it. You're saying, you know what, I have realized that I'm wrong to resent my mother. And this anger is actually coming from my mother. So I apologize for resenting my mother. So you go to your mother and tell her, I have realized I've been wrong all the way. And because I've resented you, I don't want to resent you anymore. I apologize. That's it. And then you don't allow her to say anything. If she says anything, that should never be your business. See, mambo ya kwenda ati, oh, I'm sorry, oh, Pia, I'm sorry, Pia, I forgive you, I forgive you. You cannot forgive somebody. It's God who forgives. Your role is to take your mother off the path of forgiveness. So you tell her, you know what, I've realized I've been resenting you for no good reason, and I apologize. Simple and very short. Once that is done, go and fix your biological father and tell him the same thing. Dad, I've realized that along the way, I've been resenting you and I've built anger. So I apologize. So you must must forgive your mother, and then you forgive your father, and then that anger will be taken away from you. You see that?
Yeah.
Because your battle is not you. I understand you when you're talking, people will judge you and think that this is you talking. No. You are controlled by the spirit that you've allowed to live in you, and that is the spirit of your mother and the spirit of your father. Because if you are raised appropriately, you will not be drinking alcohol in marriage. You'll not be bringing people in your home to drink alcohol. These things that are actually coming from you people having no identities. So it's a spiritual battle more than it is a physical battle. So stop approaching it in terms of physical and feelings. Go and approach it with a spiritual aspect, because it's a spiritual battle. Okay? Yeah. So you forgive your mother, you apologize to your mother for resenting her, you apologize to your father for resenting him. Once you do that, your spirit is now taken back. Their false identities are taken off you, and now you'll know how to behave around your man.
Yeah.
Okay? And now you'll not blame him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the more you keep blaming him, the more you're digging your pit. Because you've not overcome the anger. The anger is still in you. Your husband will come back and you'll still overreact. And the devil will tell you to overreact, and then the devil will come and tell you, please go and apologize to your husband. So you'll be actually conforming to your devil in your head, because your imagination is your biggest enemy. So go and overcome your thoughts by forgiving your mother and forgiving your father. I highly recommend that. I'm not pushing you to do that. You can do whatever you want, but I highly recommend you go and do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I wish you well. I wish you well, man. Mimo, I wish you well. She's amazing, right? She's honest. She's come out clear. She's trying to actually find that light. And I know the God that actually shows us light is the one who is showing her light already. Only that she's still fighting within her own self. When she stops playing God, she goes and apologizes, overcomes these false identities, and then sticks in silent prayer, she's going to be well. Amazing story. Oh, amazing story. Let me do two people. I do Frankfurter, and then I do Nguraya, Beatrice, and then we call it a night. If you're here and you're not learning anything, you can't be helped. You're here, you're still putting your emotions here. You cannot be helped. You can't be helped. Hello, Frankfurter.
How are you guys?
Hello, how are you?
Mr. Doctor.
Yes, sir.
Man, I am not too much in English language.
Yes.
But my question is, we were talking about about spiritual worlds, spirituality and stuff like that.
Yes.
Briefly, first of all, I do like watch and follow your videos and stuff like that. Anyways,
I appreciate.
So I was like, I really wanted to know about the Bible and the creation.
Yes.
What's your take about that?
Why do you want to know about the Bible and the creation?
Because we are talking about everything, about health, about the reactions of our bodies, and our bodies is our bodies, man. So I just wanted to know how is our lives? I mean, we are Kenyans, meaning Kenya. Where are we gonna go when we die? Where is the creation? Where did we come from as humans?
Yes, Frankfurter. Are you somewhere taking two for the road?
Not really.
All right, so I have a question for you. I want you to calm down, and then I just ask you questions that will open up your head a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
So first question, why are you worried about where you'll go when you die when you're still alive? How is that going to matter?
But, I mean, it matters because we listen to sermons in the churches, and we listen to this and that, and I'm just curious, kind of.
Why do you listen to sermons in churches when you can find God on your own? Because God is inside you. God is not in the church or in the sermon. God is inside your heart. So why do you pay attention to what you're being taught and being conditioned? Why are you paying attention to your thoughts? And you see now your thoughts are sending you into the future that you don't even have. Why are you thinking about life after death?
When I'm not well,
Hmm.
when I'm not well, I go to the doctor.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I can't just exist.
All right.
I'm just
Are you
wanna know.
Are you at the doctor right now?
No.
Because you're not sick, right?
Yeah.
So look at you thinking about what the doctor is doing with his wife right now when you're not sick. Or is the doctor still in the office, yet you're not sick? Are you thinking about the doctor being in the office?
No.
So why are you thinking about life after death when you're still alive?
I just wanted to know, to get information from intellectuals like you.
Yeah, I'm not an intellectual. I'm just a person who tries to use common sense. So the reality is this. Stop thinking. If any case, drop all ideas you've been taught about God, about creation and all that. You're here. Fix what you can do now. Because worrying about creation, how is it going to change your life now? Let's say I give you the best analogy of creation. So then what?
Yeah.
Or let's say I tell you, after you die, you're going to the 13th sky. And then what?
I'm just thinking about your take, because I mean, if you believe also,
Yeah.
because I follow you about the body that I don't know what is going on inside, you know.
Yeah, but you see, I have studied the body. That's why I tell you things about the body that you need to know. But I tell you what you need to know at that moment in time. Right now, I can't talk about your liver, bro. Even if you're taking two for the road somewhere, I can't talk about your liver because I don't care about your liver right now. Unless you come to me and tell me, you know what, Daktari, I need you to run some tests. And then we find out that your liver is problematic. We handle the liver from that time.
What about your personal take? Your personal take.
But that's my personal take. My personal take is stay present. Why are you thinking about things that are behind you and ahead of you? Stay present. That's my take.
Lastly,
Yes.
ya mwisho, tulitoka wapi sisi kama binadamu? What's our origin?
Bro, are you still those people who still believe that you are dropped from an aeroplane? All of us popped from a womb of a woman.
Of course, kwa madhe.
Exactly. So why are you asking me answers?
And stuff like that. Hapo mwisho. Kwa Adam and Eve, not necessarily.
Why is Adam and Eve important, brother? When you know you popped out from the womb and the vagina of your mother, why is Adam and Eve important? You are not born by Adam and Eve. Yeah. Why are you?
It's not a big deal. Listen.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah. Were you born by with
naishi majuu Deutschland, all right? Mimi nashangaanga black people, we are here, we are black, all right? Tulitoka wapi sisi? Sisi like black men.
You came from your mother's womb. Period.
Oh, okay. Kwa hivyo sasa hiyo hujui.
No,
I mean,
so wewe ulizaliwa kutoka kwa umbi ya mamako ama ulitoka wapi? Ulitoka kwa umbi ya Eve?
I was just curious because
curious when you know the truth. Did you come from Eve?
I don't really.
Did you come from Adam and Eve, or did you come from your mother's womb?
From my, of course, from my day.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming, brother. Keep drinking too for the road. So you came from your mother's womb, and you want us to go back to Adam and Eve. We don't care about Adam and Eve. We don't even care about the third heaven or fourth heaven. We care about now. We are here. Eh? Two for the road, Guinness. Just zile masaa za walevi za kufanya hivi. Let me call my doctor. Yeah? And you guys just remembered, oh, you know what? At the end of this session, I might experience some ED somewhere. So let me take two more. Niamshe kitu. Let's do the last person. Thank you so much, gentleman. Frankfurter, for coming through. We celebrate you and thank you, man. Hata kama ni vitu zinaongea lakini shukran baba. Stay present. You see, when you keep on overthinking things, that's where you go wrong. That's where you start creating opinions. Stay present. Your role is to live now. Why would you care about yesterday? It's gone. It's in your imagination. Drop the imagination and keep moving. Yes, Eric.
Hi, Daktari. It's been a long time.
Amazing. How are you, brother?
I'm good. Good to see you, sir. Actually, I think it was 1 year ago that we talked, but
Uh-huh.
Gideon decided to quit.
So this, I know you, brother.
Yeah,
Talk to me, brother.
I'm very excited to see that you are actually doing the thing that you have chosen to do, and you are doing it right.
I appreciate, sir. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you, man.
Maze, keep doing what you're doing. Even the preaching today, it was just amazing. Maze, we want to be healthy. We want to stay. We want to live actually for long.
Yeah.
And what I've actually realized is that what comes from nature is what we should consume. We are consumed by nature, and we are also from nature.
Period. It's that simple. Once we understand, the easier we understand that, the easier we understand that, the better we get.
Everything that has been put across hapa katikati is just a distraction. Ni kitu inakuja kutuangamiza.
Yeah. Oh man, thank you, man. Thank you
for coming.
Thank you for coming through, brother. I appreciate you. Asante sana, baba. Have a good night. Amazing, amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've not picked anything, there was the lady who came in before Eric. She was called, I think, Guraya. She disappeared. All the same, ladies and gentlemen, as much as we want to fix the physical aspect through the science that is actually evolving every day, but the medical syllabus is still the same, we must fix our inside spirit. We must fix the spiritual, and then the mental, and then the physical just adapts to that. But until we do that, we'll keep on complaining that, you know what, oh, doctors this, doctors that. Oh, I was chopped off a leg for no good reason. And now that I see better, you become angry at the doctor and you become as evil as the doctor. Now, most of the things that you're suffering from, all human beings around the world, they suffer from the same conditions, same problems. And I'm telling you this for free. I highly recommend that you overcome your anger. It is your anger. It is not our anger. It's not us who got you angry. It's not us who triggered you. It is you who has anger, and that anger is controlling you because you are always listening to your thoughts. So every single thing that you've been taught has been a lie. Therefore, drop the ideas of what you've been taught. Drop ideas of who you are. Simply allow life to happen the way it's supposed to happen. Stay present, keep pushing. You deserve better, and better will come your way if you decide to overcome anger. Okay? If you decide to overcome anger, you're going to become a better person. I'm telling you this for free. From experience. If you met me in 2016 backwards, I was a very emotional person. And I thought that people are the ones who are making me angry. I always complained. And you can easily see how loud I am. I used to be a football fan. And I used to play football. I would shout and abuse people on that field. And that made me feel better temporarily. Once the game is over, I'm still angry. The next episode, I'm still angry. And then I blame people. Okay? I blame people. But you realize, once you fix yourself, you will not attach yourself. Imagine your husband just packs things and goes, and you're like, okay. When you decide to come back, well done. But when you come back, you realize, hey, here, you have to go through things. You have to test yourself to make sure that, hey, this one is actually right. So you're not doing anything until you go through that direction. But you people attract who you are, and then you don't like what you see in the mirror. Imagine me as a husband allowing people, females, to drink in my house. And then the next time you'll hear is, oh, you know what? It was alcohol. I ended up smashing that friend of yours. It was alcohol. Then now we are blaming alcohol. And you at this side, you'll be holding a knife. You want to tear your husband apart because you know what? You cheated on me. But you are the same person who was drinking alcohol too. If any case, there were thoughts going into your head, evil thoughts. You even thought of kissing this girl, only that your husband went ahead to kiss the girl before you. And now you're angry. You see that? So until we take responsibility from inside us and fix ourselves, it's going to get harder. We will be here every Friday at 8:30 until late to make sure we fix your anger, we fix your emotions, we help you understand the spiritual aspects of life. We will help you drop the ideas that are making you an intellect, ideas that have actually pulled you away from common sense. You want to be like a child. A child does not care about tomorrow, does not care about, I've just circled now, how will I circle the next? A child does not even care that the mother does not have milk. A child can stand on this table and just jump without fearing they will be hurt. So they let life happen in front of them. They get hurt, they move up, they learn a lesson, they keep moving. Common sense. But we condition our children, we impart these false identities, false ideas in them. We take them to school, they're indoctrinated. We take them to churches and mosques, they're indoctrinated. And now they have no identities. Now they have anger, insecurities, fear, doubt, concerns. And now we tell them, you know what, it's okay to be who you are. It's not okay to be who they are. It's okay for them to find God. Stop looking for partners. Stop looking for people to date. Simply find God. Go and apologize to your father. That's the only way you find God. Apologize to your mother for resenting her. Apologize to your father for resenting him. Once you do that, God comes to you. He is inside you already. Just allow him to work with you by overcoming these false identities. And now he'll reveal things through that spirit, and you'll do what is right. You'll not get angry, and people will be always thinking, why is she thinking this way? They'll think you're in your own evil mind. You're in your own state. Of course, they're allowed to think that because they're in a fallen state. Okay? So keep moving, keep pushing. But always remember, stay present. Ambitions, standards, values, norms, cultural norms and all that, all these things are there to condition you to think in a certain way. And when they condition you, you become a stupid person in a subconscious mind. And now you just expose the stupidity by exposing it to other people, and then now you blame the other people. But you are the one who is actually exposing this. So fix you, and then that energy will help you attract the people that you actually want in your circle. That energy will also protect you against the evil nature of the world, because human beings are evil out here. Somebody is asking, if God is within us, unauliza nani tena? What is that question? Oh, this is the drunk guy, right? Frankfurter. Oh, Frankfurter is high on things. So yeah, we allow you, brother. So keep going, keep pushing, but stay present. Always remember to stay present. If your thoughts take you everywhere wandering, you're trying to make judgments, just bring them back. That's why you should stick in prayer and do the silent prayer. All other prayers that you people make, speaking in tongues, going on your knees and asking God for material things, they are coming from your thoughts. You're actually praying to your father, the devil. So stop praying to your father, the devil. Start praying from your heart, because this is silent prayer. It gives you the power. It brings all your thoughts into captivity. And once that happens, it frees you. It frees you from your prison. It frees you from that slavery. And you become sane. Have a good night. I hope to see you on Monday on the Health and Wellness Sports channel for a health talk. Here on the Hose, or Dr. Lewis Mchile, Uncle Chile to be specific, is a channel that actually helps you overcome anger and all those things, the mental health issues. So come let's teach you, let's learn something together, let's learn from each other. Thank you for being here, and it's amazing to have you on board. God bless you, and we'll see you again. If God gives us the grace to live on Monday, we'll be here to do the same things over and over and over. Have a good night.